We're up.
All right.
Hello.
Hey, Chad.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello, chat. Thanks for the views.
Well, you guys are plenty ready, I see. Well, thank you for just saying that, and welcome everyone to STG Weekly, episode 166 on Devil Engine. And yeah, we got a bit of a crowd here. We're actually joined by some player and developers of the Devil Engine game recently released. Devil Engine on the Nintendo Switch and PC. This is, I guess you could call it an indie game. I mean, small team of some different people making a kind of a 16-bit / 32-bit style side-scrolling shmup. Kind of in the vein of a Thunder Force game. It definitely feels a lot like one, and it's kind of doing its own thing too with some various mechanics that we're going to be getting into. And we got a lot of footage that we're going to be looking at today, and lots of banter is probably going to be going on. So we are, like I say, we are joined by some guests here in a variety of people. I guess I'll start with not Flatwood. Hold on for you. The player of all these replays that we're going to be watching at, Kiwi, is going to be joining us. So what's up, Kiwi? Hello.
Hey, Aquis. Hey, chat. Thanks for watching. Thanks for bringing me on.
And pretty much all the footage we're looking at is going to be of your gameplay. You've really been playing this game a lot, and really kind of been exploring deeply into the scoring and survival play, and basically everything that Devil Engine has to offer. So it's a pleasure to have you on the episode, and I'm sure you're going to be teaching us all about some of the tricks and tips of Devil Engine.
Well, thanks for having me on, and yeah, I'll do my best.
Then we're also going to be joined by some of the developers of the game. I guess we'll start with Sinoc. He is the programmer of the game, and perhaps he can say what else he's involved in on the game. But welcome, Sinoc.
Yeah, thank you. I did all the sound effects, the programming, the business, hustling, various tasks Flat didn't want to do.
I feel I didn't want to do.
Excellent.
I did like some bullets and junk.
And then we're also going to be joined by qwesta and Flatwood, who are brothers, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep.
And you're both there, sitting there together, and you're going to be joining us on the episode. And qwesta, you're one of the composers of the game for the music.
Yeah, I did most of the music in the game.
Awesome.
Aside from a few tracks, which I suppose I'll go into.
Talk a bit about that as you go on. And Flatwood as well, you're an artist, animator, and writer for Devil Engine.
I did the all the art assets, all the animation, story, but it's kind of difficult to find out what it is until you kind of finish it, to be honest. And then you can't tell what happens.
I see. So, what about the rest of the team for Devil Engine? Are there other main players in the team, or are you three really the main ones?
These are the core team here.
Okay.
We had some other people, particularly on the sound team. We had the famous Yakutaro Skome, Thunder Force 5 and Hyperduel and other games. He composed a few tracks for us, and we also had Mason Lieberman compose a track for us, which was very nice.
Is he known for anything in particular?
He's known for Ruby, the anime.
Oh wow, amazing! I love the opening tracks. Does he do those?
He did a couple of them, I think.
Okay, yeah, the opening tracks are Ruby pretty good.
He's also working on Renane at the moment, I think, which is also
by Fine Game by Dangan Entertainment.
Yeah, speaking of Dangan, you want to speak a little bit about Dangan as a publisher for the game? maybe.
Well, they bought me food in Japan, so they're pretty good.
Yeah, so there's a bonus point there.
So they've published the game and they've also localized it.
Yes, in 4 languages, which is more than a shmup probably is these days.
And there is
considering the
some
amount of text in it.
There's some text, right? So.
Well, the majority
there's
of
not much.
The majority of it is like databases of randomized flavor text, which the lead localizer got a real headache over.
Okay. So yeah, welcome all of you. It's gonna be just a fun time chatting with you guys and kind of learning the various tidbits about the game, and yeah, I mean we're pretty much just gonna go from there. And then I'll just let the chat know if you guys have any questions about various things. Feel free to throw those in, and we can try to forward those as we go through the episode. But I think at this point we're gonna just jump into these replays and start talking about what kind of game Devil Engine is and what Kiwi is doing here in this game to score well and survive and all that stuff. So yeah, I'm pretty excited for this episode. I think everyone else is too, because we got a pretty good turnout today.
Yeah, 43 right now.
Oh.
The game's really exciting. It really does feel like a Thunder Force game, and I personally have been playing Thunder Force games a lot of those Technosoft games lately, and it's just like, yeah, Devil Engine. It really does feel like it, and I mean it's certainly a great thing. But yeah, like I say, Devil Engine is doing its own thing, of course, as well. But it's got that kind of manic feel and like a lot of surprises, I think, which is. I think one of the things that the Thunder Force series is good at.
I think you can blame Sinoc for all the manic element.
I want to make it easier.
I like my games hard. What can I say?
My man.
All right, so we're gonna get the first replay, which is gonna be of the very hard difficulty. The game has 2 difficulties: very hard and very easy. And the game's kind of cheeky about these difficulties, in particular, which is interesting. So very hard, it is very hard, and very easy is notably easier, I guess, is pretty much what I noticed.
Very hard is the intended difficulty. It's normal.
It's the one in the trailers.
It is.
Tell me, correct me if I'm wrong, but wasn't that intended to be the easiest difficulty originally?
Yeah,
Wait, what?
Yeah, very hard was intended to be the easy difficulty, and then expert was going to be. But then I had a long talk with Neko Bikuri of Grace Counter fame, and he told me to add an easy mode. This game's really fun.
I think that was a good idea because. Yeah, I mean, it's like a slap in the face. A lot of the sections, it's pretty brutal. It's pretty great though.
I feel like what probably happened is you were testing the game so much that since it's such a memo-heavy game, you memorized it so well that a lot of the stuff you didn't realize was as hard as it was.
Probably.
Oh man. All right, guys. So we're gonna zero here. We're gonna just jump in, and I'll have probably just Kiwi just take us in and talk about some of the mechanics of the game and kind of what we're looking at in Devil Engine. So here comes the countdown on the very hard world record scoring run. All right, 3, 2, 1, go.
All right. So first things first. There's a Protea on the left. You didn't know that? Now you do. So all the enemies in this game give 50 points each. So if you're at your max multiplier of 6, then they're all worth 300 points. So it can add up pretty fast because there are a lot of Zakos. So one thing that I didn't know for a while though was mid-bosses are worth 2,500 points and bosses are worth 5,000, and that doesn't change depending on your multiplier. So in stage 1 and stage 2, you're not going to see me use the burst mechanic at all because I'll explain what it does later, but because I'm not going to be using it right now. But that's because there aren't any areas where the concentration of bullets is high enough for it to be worth it. So yeah, and this boss is relatively simple. All you need to do is point blank it for a while and then misdirect the chunks of bullets that appear right after this laser attack.
Okay, so you mentioned the burst mechanic. Why don't you explain how that's used in the game?
Okay, yeah, so if you see, well, I guess that meter doesn't really matter too much, but what it does is you press the burst button and it's like your defensive maneuver. Since in this game you don't have traditional bombs that clear out bullets, you have bursts that will absorb nearby bullets. And the radius of the burst is bigger depending on how high your multiplier is. And the thing is that each bullet is worth 5 points when absorbed, but they're also multiplied by your multiplier. So if you burst in high concentrations of bullets, then you'll get a lot of points from it. However, all the bullets that you absorb, if you absorb them in the right area of your burst, which is more like the outer ring of it, then they'll be added to your multiplier. So if you burst in the right areas, then you can get your multiplier back up to 6.
Okay, I didn't know about that. Cool. What about the weapon? The weapons in the game.
Yeah, so there are 3 weapons. There's the homing shot, the spread shot, and the laser. And a lot of people underestimate the homing shot. It has a couple uses in the game for scoring, and I feel like it does have some good uses for survival. But the homing shot does slow but consistent damage. The spread shot is probably the best one. It has a wide spread and good damage near the center. And the laser is really narrow, but it has very, very consistent focus damage. And they're all used in a good scoring run in one place or another.
Okay, and then that will lead us to our other main thing is the bombs.
Yeah, so the bombs. Yeah, they're more like a special attack, but that wouldn't really fit on the UI, so I heard that they just called it a bomb instead.
Yeah, basically.
That's pretty why it's called that.
Well, there was a point where we were considering calling it something else, but it was like, nah, bomb fits and everybody understands what it means.
Yeah. So really quick, before I talk about the bombs, I just want to say something about this boss.
Yeah.
So if you saw at the beginning of that boss, he did a couple attacks with his leg where he would pound the ground and scrap would come up. This boss is like a really huge wall for new players. And part of the reason is because you have to first realize that you have to get in close to avoid all the scrap. And also, one piece of advice I have is don't be like me and try to speed kill the boss with bombs as soon as he appears, because you can't actually damage him until his little intro and noise he makes is over. So hold your bombs until he starts attacking.
Spicy secret, none of the bosses are vulnerable until they do their first attack.
Yep, pretty much. So about the bombs, you'll see me use a couple of them right here. It's all the missiles that are coming out of my ship, and you get one every 5,000 points. So if you look at the total score I got in this run, you get a lot of bombs over the course of a run. So they are definitely meant to be used for survival and scoring, and they do a lot of damage.
Okay, so that's like a finite gauge that's being filled up by the point values of just the points. So that's the point values of the enemies, and I guess that little Protea, what's it called?
Oh yeah, the Prody.
Yeah, there's two hidden in every stage. It has a scaling multiplier depending on how many you get, and they're for.
Yep.
What about the lives? Building up the
bully.
lives in that same vein, since you also have like a gauge for like building up your lives too.
Yes, the lives are given every 50,000 points.
Okay.
And there are also a couple hidden extends in the first loop.
There's one every stage except the last one.
Yep.
Actually, did I put one on stage 5? I don't remember.
If you did, then no one's found it.
Oh, then I guess I didn't. Well, there's 2 in stage 2, so mix up them.
Wait, did you say 2 in stage 2?
Yeah, there's the one like right at the end of the section here.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that one. Yeah, okay.
The special, super secret hidden one that even the developer didn't know about, obviously.
Just
That's one that Flat put in there.
Yeah, he got the source code somehow.
And then this is the secret extend he was talking about, right there. It was hidden in one of the tanks as the screen starts scrolling up.
Yeah.
So the rest of this stage is fairly straightforward. It's just keeping your chain. And if you have a 6 multiplier by the time you go into the second half, you really shouldn't lose it as long as you kill everything. So this part isn't super strict. Then there's a secret Prody right there. Caught him.
So how did you reveal that one then?
So that Prody was hidden in between the 3 fire wheel tanks. I'm not exactly sure what you call them. But
none of the enemies have names, so
the green ship, he was in between them.
You had to fly there, or?
So to reveal them, you have to. They're hidden in a specific spot on the stage, and if you shoot it, then it'll reveal itself.
Okay.
after he's
You shoot
revealed
it too
himself,
much, it disappears.
yeah, he'll kill it. He'll bully him.
Do not bully, okay? Everyone watching, do not bully.
Yes, this boss is kind of tough, I think, for stage 2 boss.
Yeah, this guy is a very big wall too. It requires a lot of memorization. So after you get him down, he becomes a lot easier. But in your first attempts, or maybe like first 10 attempts or something, he seems like something you can't really get past at first.
I left the safe spots in because I didn't want to fix them.
Yeah,
I was really complaining about the difficulty, so it ended up working out.
Yeah, I remembered one day I was bored, so I looked at the itch.io page or something for the demo, and there was someone way back in the demo days telling you that there were safe spots back there. You said you'd look at it, and then I was like, wait, they're still in the game.
I fixed a couple of them.
They're not exactly scoring, are they? They're just safe.
Yeah.
They're just safe.
Looked at it and went, yeah, I'm not going to fix this.
The homing shot very deliberately did not shoot stuff that's behind you, so if you cower too hard, it won't do anything, and then you're just kind of there.
Yeah. Also, I've noticed that the homing bombs don't go behind you either.
Well, they do sometimes because they're kind of shittily programmed, but... Oh, there's the bully.
I'm so sorry.
Fine.
And that's disgusting.
How could you do that?
It'll never happen again, except for all the times it does.
Oh, goddamn.
Oh no!
Oh no.
I have a problem. Alright, so this is one of the places where I could potentially work on getting more points in a future run. I'm just not super good at avoiding those lines of bullets that come out of the boss and then home in on you. So I felt like it wasn't worth it yet to work on milking this guy because you don't get nearly as many points as other milks, and I wasn't super consistent with it. So I'll have to work on that later.
Man, that burst is humongous when you have the max chain. I didn't realize that.
Oh yeah, but it's easy to lose sometimes because you have to make sure that the bullets get bursted on the end.
So we did talk about the chaining a little bit, but it's simply just keep on killing enemies and then you maintain the bar. So that's yeah, it's like that circle where the X5 is, and then it's depleting gradually as you're not killing stuff. Correct?
Yes, but it also keeps going. Sorry about the bully. It always keeps going. You can also stall it by just doing damage. So as long as you're shooting something, then it shouldn't go down too far.
Okay.
Which is part of the reason why S is so good, because you're pretty much always hitting something.
S is the green one, or?
S is the spread shot.
Yeah,
Oh, the red.
the one that
red
I'm using.
Spread. S for spread, I'd have to imagine.
Yeah.
I heard
Thanks
one
for
person
homing,
call the homing shot the hunter shot. So is
Yeah.
it hunter or homing?
Either one.
I think officially
okay.
homing, but to be honest, it doesn't really
It was
matter.
basically the Thunder Force 4 homing shot, so another hunter.
Yeah, I mean, for a period in development, I think we called the S the shotgun, but you know,
Oh, okay.
not really a shotgun, is it?
You
Yeah.
do a lot of shotgunning with it, so it fits.
True.
This boss, you kind of gotta bomb spam sometimes.
This guy's a jerk. Oh wow.
Yeah.
This boy took me like
beat
a
him
week to
real quick.
animate.
I don't like that guy.
That boss has like 2 or 3 phases, doesn't it?
All the stage bosses, except the last one, have 2 phases.
2 phases, okay.
Yep.
It looks like you went into the second phase and just pretty much murdered him with the bombs there.
Yeah, sometimes if you get really bad RNG, one of those mines can just fall right on top of you from the beginning. So
Oh,
I
man.
usually like to speed kill it to make sure that doesn't happen.
Yeah, that boss is brutal.
Yeah.
He's also got a tendency to totally fuck you up if you just don't have the right weapon.
Yeah. Good luck doing that guy with a homing shot, because all the shots will lock on to the mines and the things that his shot bounces.
I really like this, the look of this stage, because you really get a sense of just how big the area is with how far away that, like, those buildings are in the mountain is. It's
Yeah.
And then with the foreground scrolling so quickly, it just, that's what I think about these stages. Like, they really give a good sense of that shmup fast travel goodness, you know?
Yeah,
Yeah, I know what you mean. Also, the track is really good. This music is amazing.
Yeah, if you want to point out which of the music too was the Thunder Force composer and which one is you. That'd be
everything
nice.
in the regular game is Questa here.
Okay.
Apart from the intro.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, that makes it easier.
The intro is by ScoMo. The challenge music is by Mason, and extra stage is by ScoMo, but we'll get into that later, I suppose.
Sure.
Yeah, as Electric Underground mentioned, this stage is a combination of Thunder Force Horror stages 1 and 3.
So how strong
Striking area.
is the Thunder Force influence then? Like, like I like to hear like just.
It was that and Hyperduel were the primary games.
To me in flat, there was a whole lot of Thunder Force 4, I think, because we had it as children, I suppose.
Yeah, it was one of the first shooting games I had on Mega Drive. Certainly with this level, it's obviously the Strike and...
It's Strike and Air Raid, that's all it is.
It's Strike and Air Raid.
Yeah.
But the effect itself, I think, is something similar to, I think, Shinobi 3. There's a surfing stage in Shinobi 3.
For the water, I think we referenced TMNT Hyperstone Heist to get this effect.
Huh.
Because the way they do it in Thunder Force is via horizontal interrupt magic that isn't really possible on modern game.
Yeah,
Interesting.
and the water effect is about something like 15 layers split up, moving at different sort of
18.
paces.
Oh wow.
Wow.
Let me check. I have the source code open here.
Ready
Yeah.
to fix bugs?
Well, like the previous
yeah.
stage, that forest stage, that was a lot like the forest stage in Thunder Force 5. I thought, like that kind of murky look.
Yeah.
Definitely felt like that too.
Yeah, and there's a bit of that, and there's also a bit of I think it's Ranger X.
Oh yeah, Ranger X has a forest stage where you're going between like the top of like the sky and the canopy, and it's just a really neat stage, to be honest, and it kind of mirrors the stage transition.
It's 20 layers of water. Just check.
You guys were you guys are big Mega Drive fans. Sounds
Yeah.
like it. You grew up with that as well.
Yeah, we all grew up with it coincidentally.
I really got to try out Thunder Force.
Dude,
It's a good video game.
that's hell yeah, man, dude. They're really great games.
Play it, like even just play it only for the music. That's all you need to do.
Just the intro music and the intro itself is enough. You can just turn it off after that. You're like, yeah, I've got fun.
You've got the feel of it.
Yeah, find the SSH remix of the intro. Then yeah.
Oh yeah.
Gosh, it's like the air raid stage from Thunder Force 4, like, and even like you have that pointless thing to destroy on top of the middle ships, like the little pimple turret or thing or whatever.
Yeah.
I nearly pushed to have the whole sort of the turrets with the homing little targeter.
In the foreground.
Yeah, in the foreground. But I think that was big later on.
Yeah, we used our foreground gimmick for the game.
Yeah.
And there's like this battle going on in the background all while this stage. That's fun.
And this boss right here, you just kind of got to bomb spam to avoid seeing a second attack because it's too dangerous.
What a coward!
So
just go and just
come on, dude.
Wow, you really
I can't do
second
this.
phase. So second phase already then? Yeah. Oh my god.
Yeah, and he's dead.
Wow, that's a good way to deal with that.
Yeah, his second attack in his first phase is just like pretty much completely RNG. So I cannot. I just can't.
I can't believe you skipped over something that took me so long to animate.
Yeah, that boss took like 2 weeks to do.
Well, I mean, if you tone down the RNG a little bit, maybe
we'll
I
see
can
him more in boss rush.
Yeah.
Or just add more health.
Yes, clearly.
Add more health or like a weak point that's really hard to hit.
Oh yeah, that's my favorite design. Let's just make it more European. Why don't we?
Here's a fun little thing. All of the enemies on this particular part of the stage are made up of bits of other enemies.
Oh, really?
If you look in the background as well, on the stage you've got chunks of the ship from the first stage. The large battleships that are in the background are sort of hidden there as well. Sort of a ship graveyard with stuff that's been brought back and mashed together in desperation.
Cool. Did you play Gradius Gaiden and see the graveyard stage there?
But there's bits of. I'll be forever if we were going to go over all of the sources that we went through. I mean, some bits are like, I saw this one frame of something and went, oh yeah, that's cool. I'll put that in there.
Yeah,
I like the concept.
Matrix and Mirror.
Yeah, the Animatrix was a chunk of it as well.
Oh, cool. Animatrix is sick. Yeah, I love the concept of the graveyard stage. It's in shmups. It's awesome. I'm glad you added it in this as well.
So one thing about this mid boss is once there are 2 guys left, then they'll do like a final attack here. So yeah, what they're doing is completely different. So the best thing to do is to speed kill the green and the blue guy so that you'll get these 2 people left because it's easiest to dodge the yellow Cheetos that guy shoots out while absorbing these bullets. Because if it's just the red guy left, he shoots lasers that are a lot harder to dodge. So you just milk this guy for a long time, you can get like 100,000 points out of it.
Any combination of the 2 you leave alive will do a different unique attack.
Yeah.
And also, the boss is buggy as heck, so please don't kill them in weird times.
You don't want the flamethrower guy. He's like the worst one to deal with.
Yeah.
You said there was 4 different colors originally?
Yeah, there was
red, he killed 2 of them right off the bat.
Known colloquially as the 4 Kings, I think.
Yeah, that was
This guy's a lifesaver in boss rush because you can build up 2 lives immediately.
Make sure you cut that bit out now. You got to make sure you can't milk them.
Yeah, just take out all the milking right after this.
You've exposed yourself now.
No, please. It's like when Zero.
Oh yeah, he just disappears because I kind of screwed up.
No, that's a feature.
Yeah, right. He's
cloaking.
He holds R2 and then equips the stealth camouflage.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
And then this parallax bit was a bug, and then I came to find
it took forever.
We gotta turn this into a real thing, and it took.
Wait, that was a bug?
Yeah, it was super a bug.
But it looked so cool.
And then so I always said flat, we gotta make this real, and then we did.
Yeah, it was originally a bug, I think.
Yeah, it was originally a bug, and then we I had to draw the assets to make it so it didn't look quite so much like a bug.
But now it's our cinematic landscape trailer shot that we use all the time. So,
Yeah.
So for this part, once you touch the searchlights and all the turrets will pop up and then shoot where you touch the searchlight. But if you're wondering, the turrets don't actually give points for killing them. They're more just there to extend your multiplier or just to cut down on the hassle if you feel like killing them.
Yeah, they've got such high health and they're only vulnerable for so long. I didn't feel like it would be a good idea to make them dependent on.
Yeah.
And this bit's inspired by a bit from Mega Man X8. The stealth level, as dumb as that sounds in a Mega Man game.
Huh. I haven't played all the Mega Man games, so I don't actually know that one. But interesting.
No one expects you to get to X8, so.
I spent all this time drawing death sprites for the turrets, and most of the time people don't kill them. Or even see the sprite.
Oh man, the woes.
This guy is also very buggy, so please don't do weird stuff to him.
Oh yeah, I have an unlisted video that's like 10 seconds of a bug I found of him.
I ain't gonna fix it because the guy's code's a mess.
He like
Also,
slides all the way off the screen.
He's missing feet.
Yeah, he's supposed to have little feet caps, but I couldn't get them to work, so I just shipped him with.
I drew some feet on him, and yeah, I guess they didn't make it in.
Oh man.
Oh, poor Flat.
The confessions of jankness are coming out. It's pretty funny.
Well, there's all kinds of bits. There's all kinds of bits I could point out, but I don't because it undermined the quality of the game.
So we were learning as we were going along, like completely transparent. So some of the early stuff's a bit shit, and then it gets better as it goes.
Yeah, a lot of the time we were sort of. I did some of the initial sprites with Photoshop, and then went, wow, Photoshop's I can't really get along with Photoshop for sprite work. So I went on to A-Sprite, which are currently used for the rest of the design stuff. But I mean, even that was a learning experience. I didn't really know what I was doing until I basically got. I draw a sprite, and then it just been put into the game, and I went, that doesn't quite look right. So it was basically that process, rather than any kind of concept art or there wasn't any design part behind it really. Stuff that was just going into the game a lot of the time.
So there's actually something I want to explain about this boss, and that was a sad death. The reason why I chose homing for it is because the way that phases in this game work is it's not something like Toho where each attack is on its own timer. The boss is on an overall timer, so once it times out, it's dead. So basically, you want to speed kill the first phase as fast as possible so you can spend as much time as you can milking the second one. So the S-Shots bomb is too wide to hit such a small target, and the L-Shots bomb is too slow to do efficient enough damage. So spamming the homing bomb is actually the best way to damage this guy.
Yeah, now you've got the cheese going on.
Yep.
This is just getting some score here.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a little bit of milk in here.
So this part's actually really hard, so I don't feel that bad about dying to it. It's way harder than it looked. But you have to wait a little bit until the bullet intensity picks up so that you can start the milking. So like right about now is when you'll actually start getting points. But you get so many points for milking this that all the deaths that I got actually don't go over the amount of points I gained from doing this. So it's fine.
So are you sucking in those purples as well? Those must be worth more than the regular bullets, or what?
No, just the regular bullets here,
Oh, okay.
and the light purple-ish ones are also suckable.
Yeah.
But he's primarily getting the regular bullets here as they're like increasing in density.
Yeah, okay, I see that. So, I mean, the pattern to the left looks pretty tough to deal with, so, like, how do you deal with that?
It scales the longer you leave it alive.
Oh, so you're...
Yeah.
So...
Wasn't that originally a bug?
No, the bug was that it would never time out, and then it would get absolutely bonkers.
Oh right.
Oh yeah, I love that bug.
Impossible.
So I guess at that point, the only choice is to be on the right and get some score, eh?
Yeah.
So this is the final boss. It's the title screen.
And that was a really sad death. I feel bad about that one.
No, don't worry about it. Your 20 lives will power through. So when designing the game, I knew the system was kind of a bit busted, but since super players are really fun to watch, I just let it be. Since most people wouldn't be able to exploit it like this.
It sure is fun.
Yeah, so
I feel
instead
like that
of
was a good idea.
instead of over designing your game like some people that work at aiding, I just let people break it.
Yeah. It worked out really well. You can get a lot of points in this game from milking.
And 90% of players won't ever like get these strategies, so I think it works out.
Yeah.
It was at this point where I was regretting trying to draw 3D things in 2D. Animate them as if they were 3D things as well.
Yeah, the little cube options he has are 3D.
Little cubes.
They turned out super well though.
Oh, that's good to know.
So if you don't have the chain going here, like, are you just boned or?
You can build it up very quickly by shotgunning, or you can just kill them.
Okay, yeah.
Usually you won't get to this point shooting and killing it, and it'll die much earlier, I think. But this is
there's this strat. The Toho connection is intentional. With this game,
which boss was this again?
This is Shinki from Toho 5.
Oh yeah.
It was my favorite Toho fight.
I feel like it looks a lot better horizontal than vertical.
I don't know, I just did it because I thought it'd be fun in horizontal, and it was.
Yep.
And also, I really like Toho. It was a good series. You're underestimating my design process, Demir.
Well, I think there was also an element of trying to make it a bit of the rest of the game. Say there's a lot of like straight up patterns.
Yeah.
Where's this?
Yeah, you'll see in the challenge mode also one of the characters has one of Yuyuko's spell card. And then like a bunch of the bosses are straight up rips of Thunder Force.
Wait, really?
Yeah, so the carrier, there's a similar boss in Thunder Force 2, which no one's ever played.
I love Thunder Force 2.
No one's ever played it. You'll never get sued.
Yeah, exactly. Sega refuses to acknowledge it, so we're safe.
Dude, that's an excellent business strategy.
Yeah. And then the boss right before this was based off the final boss in Hyperduel. So
nice. One thing that I actually really want to mention here that I didn't know until Sinoc told me once we got into the STG Weekly channel. It turns out that the points that you get from bursting, you can only get normal points from each bullet up to 50, because after you burst 50 bullets in one burst, then the rest of them are only worth 1 point. So what I'm trying,
I couldn't find the footage, but I had a video clip somewhere that off the tech, by the way, where I burst a big concentration and get like 500k, and I thought, this shit's too busted.
So one thing I was doing there during that boss is I was trying to kind of time my bursts a little bit so that I could sometimes get like a lot of the bullets on the right when they converge so that I could get more points. But I didn't even realize at the time that didn't actually do anything, because your points from each burst kind of cap out once you hit 50.
You're already getting 50 there, okay. But those ones, though.
Yeah. You just get them single.
You'll never beat PO without those ones.
That's true.
The rivalry between Po and Kiwi is great.
There's like
that was so much fun.
there's like a 2 million gap between the third place, isn't there?
I think the third place is me still.
Yeah, it is. Hold on, I have
like
a screenshot somewhere.
That's not even my best run. I had to delete my run for testing.
Oh yeah, what was your best run?
I think my best run was 700k somewhere.
Okay, nice. I can't find a screenshot of the leaderboards. But it's like one... Wait, hold on. Actually, I think it's right here. No, that's something else. I think it goes something like 130, 1,375, 1,350, and then 690.
And then little old me.
Oh, you.
And yeah, that's us. We're in the video game. Yeah.
Hey, look, your names.
Yeah. Don't dox us, silly boys.
It's up.
Hey, I'm in here too.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah.
We patched you in because you were such a big help.
Aw.
There's, Tsukumo, and Mason also got help from a band called Pentakill, who does the music for League of Legends.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Okay.
I love this credit song.
I think it's one of the last ones I did, and I think at that point I'd kind of learned what I was doing. It's kind of culmination of everything that I've learned up to this point, I suppose.
Mm-hmm.
It's probably my favorite.
Oh, I was just gonna ask that. Which one's your favorite? So this one.
Absolutely this one, yeah.
There I am, Kiwi.
Yeah, there you are.
What kind of course of time did you work on the soundtrack and finish it all together then?
Basically the whole thing. I slowed down a lot towards the end because I had all in uni contribution.
Guy took like 4 months to do 2 songs. That's something.
So I guess the other question is how long was the development of Devil Engine altogether?
Almost exactly 2 years.
Okay.
It took a little bit longer because console stuff, Nintendo certification, and Sony being a bunch of assholes. And
Yeah, the PlayStation 4 version still isn't out, is it?
it's still not out. We will have an announcement about it in about a month.
Okay.
Nice. The announcement. Yeah, that's exciting. That's exciting.
I don't think I'm allowed to go into why the PlayStation 4 version doesn't exist yet, but let's just say Sony didn't play ball. They didn't want.
But don't worry, there's going to be plenty of extra content.
Yeah, that's the
how
leaderboards
to
right
make
there.
it.
Yeah, the PlayStation 4 version has extra loading screens because the PS4 architecture is so well made.
Don't tell them that. Shh.
Oh, right. Yeah, shit. That's on our press release.
Incredibly well made.
Don't mention that.
So how do you convince these big companies to let you have a game on the big consoles?
Well, if you're Sony, you don't inevitably, and you have to basically threaten. And
beyond that.
but most of that was Dangan's doing. They have the connection.
Dangan was very helpful in getting us contact with most of the people.
Yeah, I feel like it's
Those are
probably pretty
surprised.
hard to penetrate the market without a big publisher.
Yeah, especially if you don't talk Japanese.
Yeah.
So they believed in the game pretty much and pressed it.
Oh yeah, Dangan did us real good. Nintendo was also very cooperative with all of this. Surprisingly, I hear a lot of people say Nintendo is a pain to work with, but no, they were cool.
So how did the relationship with Dangan form?
So we're all devs make friends with devs. That should be pretty frank. And Dangan popped up. So I have a friend, Bowen, who works on Fight Night, a fighting game by Dangan Entertainment, coming this summer somewhere.
Are we watching the extra stage now?
Yeah, I think we're going.
Well, we'll count it down, but just for in a little interlude here.
Okay, got it.
And we were dealing with another publisher at the time who straight up ghosted us after, when we were getting to the paperwork thing. And so I reached out to Bo and said, hey, can you put me in touch with Dangan? Because these guys are shit. And he's like, yeah, all right. And then Dangan at the time only had 5 games signed on. And then they're like, yo, this is awesome. And exactly the thing we're missing from our lineup. And then it just kind of fell into place.
Huh. kind of a match made in heaven.
Yeah.
They also had a very helpful how to pitch a game to us thing on their website. So that kind of gave us the outlying elements we needed just to kind of get it going in the first place.
And here's...
Not to mention that Dangan got us in contact with Sukumo in the first place, which was, it's a crazy opportunity.
Oh yeah, and now we should post about Toho on Twitter, so we're he's in the pod now.
All ends up okay.
That's very cool. So Dangon is a pretty huge factor in the success of the game. It sounds like, and what I guess what of their library is really like what really makes them, I guess. What's Dangan all about as far as their library goes?
It's they try to cover a mixed variety of genres, but it's all indie games, obviously.
Oh, okay.
But
I see.
Primarily taking ones from the West and translating them for Japan a lot of the time.
It's mostly a marketing push for the East.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because they're based in Osaka, I think. So that's where their area of expertise is.
They're based in Osaka. Their primary dig is localizing Western games for the East, but they do everywhere localization also, which is what. And they're primarily known for the Momodora games and like Iconoclasts.
Oh, okay, nice.
They also did the Japanese localization of Crosscode and the recent Witch's House retranslation.
Okay, those are some excellent games. Cool. That's very cool to hear. Why don't we move on then to the extra stage? And what is the extra stage?
So the extra stage is a prequel to the main game. You're supposed to play as the other skips, Skahawk. It's spelled Skathach. It's pronounced Skahawk. Gaelic is weird.
Okay, so is this a mode that you have to unlock then?
Yeah, you get this by either once seeing the main game, which you just saw, or getting 1.3 million odd points throughout your total. Oh yeah, we should probably mention that as you play the game, the points you earn in a run will be added towards a total pool, and once you've reached thresholds, you'll unlock stuff.
Yeah, that seems to be a pretty common thing in shmup unlockables now.
We just straight stole from Eschatos because it's a good game.
Nice.
Great system.
It works, yeah.
Yep. Although I still don't like that you only unlock stage practice with points in that game.
Oh.
Oh yeah, I didn't like that about Eschatos either.
Yeah. You guys fixed it.
We did it.
We did it, Reddit.
Okay, so let's check out the extra stage then, and Kiwi can fill us in on what's going on here, I guess.
All right, sure.
All right, count us down.
Yep. 3, 2, 1, go.
So I'd say that the extra stage is probably the most optimized thing right now. Right now, PO is actually above me. He has 273,000. I have 269.
Oh no.
I'm just gonna wait until he fully optimizes it, and then I'll go back so that we're not constantly going back and forth. But there's a lot of stuff in this stage that's just comes down to little timing, like that big enemy that I just killed. You have to be very precise with your burst to be able to get the amount of points that you want from it. And right here, you get a lot of points for milking it. Like that.
Well, like I said, this stage was meant primarily with the other ship in mind, so I didn't even think about milking.
And this is one of the biggest parts for score. It's a little bit difficult to move your ship in between them as they're rotating around, but you can get a lot of points from it. And about 60,000 points is what you want to have by this time. And those two bullets, I spent forever trying to figure out the right way to milk this part. But then I realized that they just go completely around you, so you can just do that. And I felt dumb for not realizing that earlier.
Yeah, they've got a maximum firing angle.
A lot of this is just letting the enemies do their thing and then bursting.
Yeah. And then you get a whole lot of points from the boss at the end.
We'll see it's a say ship a bit later, but the other ship is more based around aggression and has nowhere near the amount of defensive options.
Yeah.
So playing this as the other ship is almost entirely different.
The other ship doesn't have the burst.
No, it doesn't. No.
I see.
I'd say it functions more like a traditional ship in a shmup. It has a slowdown button, and it doesn't have any like upgrades to its firepower. You can get options, and it has like a traditional bomb if you charge it up all the way. So just like what I did with the final boss and the mid boss on stage 6, I'm gonna speed kill this thing as fast as I can so that I can get to the last phase and milk it for as long as possible.
Should probably clarify that all the music for this stage was done by Sinoc.
Yes.
Okay. Cool.
The boss track and the stage track. And he did an amazing job.
Yeah. Sounds so
The
good.
Thunder Force guy, to clarify.
Yeah.
Blossom, to answer your question, I know the skill ceiling was super high, and I know the mechanics were kind of busted, but I think that's kind of fun, so I just let. And since 90% of most people won't ever like break it open as hard as Kiwi has, like, is fine. Just let people have their fun. If it's broken, but it's fun and it's not hurting anyone, then just do it.
Yep. So, I wonder though, what did you think was approximately the kind of score that people would be getting?
I thought
Like,
most people would like in their 1cc events get around like 70k,
70k?
or 700k. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay.
So it sounds like,
that turned out
yeah.
pretty accurate.
So it sounds like the scoring it's a bit of an afterthought to just a traditional style shmup, is kind of what I'm getting here.
Oh no, it's deeply integrated with the mechanics. It wasn't really an afterthought, it's just I knew it was super busted. But I didn't fix it. Because it's fun to be busted. That's why I like these broken old games. Like, here's a fighting game example. Third Strike is a fucking mess, but that's why it's so fun.
Well, what about like?
No,
I mean, so like the cheesy milking is like part of the charm, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
I think there's
Yeah,
some,
I can
there's
get
some
that.
milks that were taken out.
Yeah, there
they
were
were
some
just
way
too-
worse milks
too
that we
tough.
took out.
And there we go.
The advantage of doing it like that means you actually get to see the bosses.
Yeah.
So what kind of milks did he take out?
A lot of stuff like that, yeah, like spreads of regular bullets, and then we added in non-bushable ones or homing shots, or
Oh, okay, yeah.
and this is the setup for the
originally-
story of the entire game.
Yep.
Yeah, originally the boss in this bit was going to have red blood, but that would push us over certain certification ratings.
Hmm.
So I had to make orange, or sorry, orangey yellow.
And then they re-rated us anyway and caused a ton of money and a big amount of headache. So thanks, ESR.
That's probably my mistake in that I decided to put a really gory boss at the end.
No, I don't think they've ever seen it because they rated us down. Like,
Oh, okay.
we were rated T for T. They're like, you know what? Nah, this game's an E.
Endings. Yeah, I haven't read the endings or how pretty messed up it is.
Hmm.
Yeah, the story's totally fucked. They didn't read the synopsis at all.
Okay, so it seems we're going to look at the expert mode now.
I actually got this run just 2 days ago.
Oh, very cool. Is
I
this
haven't
also
seen it yet.
unlockable difficulty?
Yes, you get this at 2 million points, or if you 1cc.
Nice. So if the game wasn't hard enough, I got something even crazier. I haven't seen this difficulty yet either.
It's
pretty
nuts.
cool.
It's fun.
It is very fun.
So this is not a clear, or is it?
Huh? Oh yeah, this expert run is a clear.
Oh, it is. Okay, cool. All right, well, let's get into it and start talking about it, I suppose, and all that. I'll count us down. Yep. 3, 2, 1, go.
There we go.
So first thing, suicide bullets. They were bound to show up eventually.
All the suicide bullets. Oh wait, sorry, Exy. Revenge bullets.
Can you burst these ones?
You can.
Okay.
You couldn't for a while there, but then it made it too hard.
Oh man, that would have been insane.
Yeah, because you'll see a bit later. Different enemies have different suicide bullet patterns, and they get a bit.
Yeah, I can imagine. So I feel like this first stage actually took the most routing for me. I don't know why, but I reset the most amount of times on stage 1 right here.
There's also the most change.
So you're trying to do a good score here as well, or are you just trying to survive mostly, or what's the deal here?
A little bit of both. I was focused on score.
Well, with
but
more bullets, I can see why you'd want to.
Yeah, like right here, I milk this mid boss until he times out, because you get a lot of necessary resources early on from him.
Oh yeah, you'll need your 20 lives or whatever you would have ended up.
Yeah.
That's the nice thing about bursting so many bullets is you are filling up those lives and those bombs, so you're getting actively rewarded for doing that system, that's burst system.
Yeah, that's one. Oh, sorry.
I tried to explain this to Cave, or on the Cave stream, but the game rewards you for pushing all the buttons, which is a very rare concept in shmups somehow.
Yeah. Yeah, I was about to say that one thing I really appreciate about this game is that, yeah, you're actually encouraged to use all of the mechanics instead of like doing a no miss, no bomb run of everything and not using any special attacks, stuff like that. You actually get to see all the mechanics.
You'll need them too.
It's nice because I think in my first plays, I think I might have been being a bit shy on the burst. But I see that you're just getting so many more bombs and lives that, there's really no point to really try to hold back, I guess.
Yeah.
When it means it's going to give you more resources to survive some other part or score better later on, I guess.
Yeah, a lot of top players I've seen playing the game for the first time are just scared to press buttons. But no, press those buttons. They're really good. You'll need them.
When I first played this game when the demo came out and the score attack, I would not use bombs at all, even on the boss when I could have just speed killed it and just be done with it. Yeah, I would just throw it away because I was so uncomfortable actually using my resources.
I mean, yeah, you get so many of them. It's just like an ammunition you have pretty much at this point.
Yeah, and I really like that. Also,
the bombs are fun to use.
This turret right here, I could have pushed it even farther. Like I've pushed it before, where it gets all the way to the left of the screen, but I kill it at the last second. But in the previous runs, I kept dying to it, so I just didn't do it in this one. But it's really fun to watch when you actually do it.
This is pretty busier, and yeah, those aimed bullets are pretty quick too.
Yeah, and then this section got an entire redesign.
Well, a lot of it just got reverted to the old design, and then we added some new bits. Like in the original demo, in like the middle of 2017, this section was even more of a fun.
Oh
and
my
then
god!
We toned it down for the final game, but this mostly reverts it.
This section is especially hard to kill those turrets over there, because sometimes the homing bombs just don't do what I want them to do.
They're called smart missiles in the game, but the code's not very useful.
Oh, okay. Oh, wait. Also, I believe that all the Prody locations are different because there's not one on the left that are like in very hard.
About half of them are different. Like the Prody that would have been there on the left is now during the boss.
Oh, you could
Wait.
put cover in there. It's cool.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
So it's right here?
It's on the top here.
I've been looking for that Prody forever.
Well, I know.
Perfect.
Expert
Good
is
to know.
Loop 2, Blossom.
Yeah, it is.
Originally, Jammers mentioned this some time ago. We were talking about Dengan. When you loop into Expert, it resets your score. And that's because Dengan, they had a real concern that no one would ever be able to see half the fucking content, which is totally fair.
Yeah.
But this was in the last couple of weeks of development, and I kind of panicked. And my rationale at the time was if you reset the score, you would not fuck up the leaderboards by sharing Expert and Loop 2. And that was kind of a mistake. But what's done is done, whatever. It's too late now.
So, you select Expert individually, right?
Yeah, you can. Or you can loop into it.
But so you always loop though if you 1cc.
You can choose.
So
Yeah, at the end
you
of
can
that
choose
last
to
one.
end the game.
Yeah, it'll just ask you if you want to loop or not.
Oh, okay. That
At
was
the
kind of
end
your
of
way
that
to work
last one
around
that
that.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah, so at the end of the last run that we watched, there was a dialogue option that asked if I wanted to loop the game or finish. And you get more points for finishing because you get all the end game bonuses.
Yeah.
So.
Man. It's like the modern era having to like face the idea of a loop too. It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's interesting. Okay, that's cool that it's in there. This is looking pretty cool.
Damn kids don't know about endless games. So there was originally two loops, but then I thought they weren't different enough, so I just squished them together, and then now you're here.
Oh, interesting thing about bursting during that emergency screen. You actually don't lose your multiplier if you burst during that. So like you can burst to power up to make sure that you get the right weapon you want without like sacrificing score completely.
Yeah, that was
knocks it down by one.
That was so people wouldn't panic burst when the light started to come up, like as a primal instinct.
Oh, interesting.
And then also, it sometimes works and sometimes doesn't. But if you burst during the boss death, like right at the beginning of it, it won't take your multiplier.
Oh, I like that idea. Sometimes it's like
Yeah, so it's just like a
just
primal
an
instinct. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I think Jamer has answered Edith's question there. If it's advantages to continue into the second loop. That's to carry the bombs over potentially.
Yeah, you carry over your resources, and on the leaderboard it says 2-1 instead of ST1, and that's about the only difference.
Very cool, very cool. Yeah, I like that.
You'll need those resources though.
The music always gives me a chuckle, I swear. I laughed my ass off when I first heard it. It was so fucking good.
I was originally gonna go for a more sort of techno-y, Einhandry style thing, but I thought, yeah, I want some jazz fusion, you know.
And then you became the sexy sax guy.
Now he's forever.
That's what I am. I'm Sexy Saxton.
Now you can never go back.
Yeah, that was what I came up with that day I played this.
we ended up using the samples we were going to use on this in the final boss anyway, so it worked out.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
We'll talk about it more when we get there.
There was some police notes influence. Mostly the saxophone, obviously.
I was thinking like Snatcher, yeah.
Barry Arm also.
It just suits the city, doesn't it?
With the city in the background and everything, sure, yeah. It definitely fits. It's cool.
As soon as I first saw this level, I thought of Sonic Mania, Studiopolis.
Oh yeah, kinda.
I think of the Rondo of Blood Stage 1 flame background.
Well, funny you mentioned
Sound.
that was kind of what I was using as reference for the fire part. Obviously, it's
Last resort.
it's Last Resort / Akira / what's the other one? There's a third shmup that uses that kind of city look.
Android
very
Assault.
cool.
Android Assault,
AKA Bari Arm.
That wavy effect for the fire is just really nice. It's just really nice to see for some reason.
that was my first foray into coding shaders, and that was difficult. There's a little bit of that in the extra footage here of me exploring.
Okay.
This part of the stage is it's a lot harder than it looks, because it may seem like you can just burst away all of the bullets, but a lot of the times, if you don't plan it beforehand, then you'll just end up losing your multiplier because you're too close or something, and then you'll get killed while you're trying to avoid them by the giant fire in the background.
Well then, isn't that pink laser aimed at you, or is that always in the same place on the stage?
It's aimed at you, but the origin point is always from the same place, so it kind of bends around.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
I can catch you pretty easily.
That
Oh,
effect
yeah.
was kind of an accident. I was trying to do a Toho 12 style curvy laser, but then that came out. I was like, yeah, this is. And then I never did figure out how to do curvy lasers, so kind of a wash.
How often do you lose runs when you just like die randomly and you can't have that burst right away? Like how devastating is that for you, Kiwi? Like, I mean,
Sometimes it can be a pretty big deal. It all just depends where the bullets are concentrated. Like if you can't really get in close to burst them all at once to get your multiplier back, then you can kind of just die immediately again. Some of the problem is that after you die, if you try to use your iframes to get up really close and burst, sometimes your multiplier will go away magically for some reason.
I don't understand how that happens.
Yeah,
I'll
me.
fix it when I figure it out, I swear.
All right.
snuck under there.
Yeah.
So yeah, if the concentration of bullets isn't right, like something like this right here, where there are just a lot of bullets everywhere, then it's hard to get your multiplier back up, and you'll probably just end up dying again.
So you say like if you die, you want to try to get to like a dense bullet pattern so you can get that multiplier up right away.
Right.
But it
yeah.
doesn't. But sometimes it doesn't work.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's because that burst just seems so vital here because it's like you're mostly macro dodging like everything otherwise.
Yeah, pretty much.
So that's tough.
This game's all about macro, except for when it's not. And so that boss originally had a lot higher HP, but then everyone kept getting walled on him, including Flat and Questa here. So I took him down a little bit.
How recent was that change?
That would have been in like August 2018.
Okay. I wonder if that was after I played it.
Well, he was never in any of the demos, and that was before the game came out.
Oh, I see. Okay, fair enough.
This stage, if you don't mess up horribly, it's a lot of fun to just like burst everything. But this is one of the stages where like the concentration of bullets isn't generally big enough to get your multiplier back up. So if you die once here, then you're pretty screwed.
Yeah, you gotta claw your way back up if you mess up from the start.
Especially considering the fact that your power goes down by 1 after you die. So then you gotta spam bombs to stay alive.
Right there is a pretty good spot to catch back up, but it's right at the end, so.
Yeah.
And there's another bully, you monster.
I'm sorry. I have a problem.
Sounds like a fart when you shoot it or something.
I think I was playing around in a lap chirp and just got something that vaguely sounded like an elephant. Like, yeah,
Like an
It's a
elephant.
little, a little sad elephant noise.
yeah.
Great. The sad elephant noise.
Do you really like elephants or something? Because also in the first stage, you have those guys that are shaped like elephants.
They're pretty good, I guess. I don't know.
The logos off of Wipeout designs. Like there's the announcer in Wipeout 3 has a very similar design in a lot of ways.
Huh.
Pretty cool aesthetic, I think.
What's his name? Like Bendy, I think.
Something like that.
Yeah, I'd have to look it up, but yeah, they're very similar in that regard.
Curly.
Like an elephant. Oh yeah, Curly, that's it. Yeah, Curly. Bit like an elephant, to be honest. So that's hence why the elephant stuff in it.
Yeah. And then also we found this out after the fact, but it's totally intentional. Don't tell anybody. But the way we stylize the elephant is also the symbol for money in Japanese.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Huh.
So it's totally canon. We did it on purpose. Tell your friend.
It's a feature. It's a feature.
It's a feature. Our goal is to make money.
That's it. No creative integrity whatsoever.
No,
Yeah,
right.
we're in this
We're
rush
just in it
business
for
for the
money.
money. We're all a bunch of idiots.
wasn't the point.
The money elephant. Well, I mean, yeah, it's as good as anything else. Or like a cow or some other Capcom icon.
Also, bear in mind, I didn't actually design the logo at all.
Oh yeah, I brought in my friend who does graphic design professionally, and we jammed it out over a few days. Originally, it was supposed to be like more 80s, like neon, but then Flat stepped in and said, "Do it like Wipeout," and he's like,
That was about my contribution.
You're talking about the Protoculture logo?
"Yeah."
Okay.
Yeah.
His name is Boombox. We also brought him in to design the HUD, and which Flat then pixelated.
It does look like an elephant.
So it depends. It depends who's looking at it. Some people see an elephant. Some people see like a sort of a little drooly, like a drooly face.
What about like
Don't really see it.
a donkey?
It
It's
could be anything. We're sort of going for like a little elephant in a kind of circly cage.
according to our corporate documentation and logo use, it's an elephant. So
Yeah.
It's also in our official document that you must not be bullied. So
yeah. Yeah, we have a clause in our licensing actually that says to not bully it. I'm 100% serious right now. Like no memes.
Wait, what?
Do not deface the elephant, or you will face the
yes,
wrath.
exactly.
Brackets includes.
So am I subject to legal consequences?
If you try to make money off of it, yeah, you're out taking your ass to court, buddy.
Burning money or defacing the Queen. You know,
Yeah.
it's all the same.
I'm American. I can deface the Queen all I want.
Right, that's it.
I
We're
don't
quit.
know about that.
Oh no!
I don't know if I support this.
Yeah. What do you think about the Queen, eh?
Why you got a license for that?
Ooh, nice dodge there. That looked pretty tricky.
Thank you.
Does he go? Oh okay, yeah. Blue yellow is my favorite combination, leaving them alive. And he just totally killed blue right off the bat.
This boss looks hard. That's fucking hard.
He's a tough boy.
I mean, nearly every single fire enemy in this game I hated trying to fight.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, every single fire one, I was like, can we just make it easier? And he was like, no, we're not going to make it easier.
Those firebomb guys in stage 2
Fine.
were a pain to meet.
Exactly, yeah, it used to be much worse.
They were way worse. They were toned down.
Okay.
Wait, really?
They used to shoot 2 fireballs in position, and they were like semi-track.
Oh my gosh.
But
Oh,
they
yeah, by the way, this part is way harder now because now
oh yeah,
the bullets bounce.
Yeah, they bounce off the walls because I thought it was funny.
Oh, man.
I get a
Dick
couple
move.
of really stupid deaths because like One will pop up right. One will come on screen like right as I touch the searchlight. You'll see that right here. It's gonna look like I'm gonna get through safe, but nope.
Yeah.
You got denied. Access denied.
Yeah.
This stage was the one that a lot of people said was too difficult.
IGN of all people said this was too
Really?
difficult.
I thought it was kind of laid
This
back
is
on
the hell.
the first mode anyway. First run.
Referred to it as the Hell Tunnel.
Were they talking about loop 2 or loop 1?
Loop 1, just the first version of it was enough to give it.
Not that crazy. It's like you just gotta understand. Just watch the lights.
Yeah.
You know, the first time that I played this stage, I was actually thinking like, I wonder if it's an Undertale thing where if you don't move, then it won't see you. So I just immediately got killed.
Fortunately, that's not how searchlights work.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, this guy is a big bully.
So it's a lot
So
of like.
now, on those attacks where he pounds the ground, he shoots a big wall of bullets directly at you. So that's why I go all the way up there to misdirect it. His second phase is ridiculous. You'll see in a second. I've only got through this attack once alive.
The reason
His little face.
the reason this phase is so ridiculous is because I was out of time. So shit, I need to finish this boss.
Man.
So I just added extra bullets onto the squiggles.
That's great.
I mean, some people try to say, "Oh yeah, it was an artistic decision." Like, no, fuck it, I was out of time.
Well, at least you're honest.
It's on IGN Japan Electric Underground. The Shimai, the programmer, who actually I drank with at Bit Submit, which we'll talk about eventually. He's a cool dude. He liked Hellsinker a lot. He had big trouble with those searchlight.
So up until this point, I've died, let's see, 1, 2, 4, 5, 6 times.
That little bit where the boss comes out of a sort of cocoony thing took me probably longer than it took to make the boss in the first place.
Yeah, I think so. That animation took forever, which
Well,
is
it looks really slick.
Which is okay because it took me a bit to like jigger this boss. Especially the way it like kind of smoothly moves up and down as it goes around.
So what's happening in the animation? It's like an organism, like detaching, or I wasn't
It's
quite
in
sure.
like a little repair pod, and then it kind of rips itself.
Yeah, you turn up before it has enough time to properly repair itself, hence why it sort of pulls itself out half finished.
So like it's missing an arm, which it just gathers from ambient junk, and the spine is just hanging up. But then Kiwi killed it before we could appreciate the artistry that Flat put into it.
I love doing this little burst synchronization, or speed synchronization.
Yeah, you go for swag sinks.
Yeah.
Yeah, we didn't talk about the speed selection, that being a thing, but
Oh yeah, that is a central mechanic.
Yeah.
how often do you change your speed in the run and whatnot?
So, if you look at the HUD in the top left, you'll see that there's like a little meter sticking down on the left that has like 3 notches in it. You can press a button to change your speed, and depending on what notch it is, that's how fast you're going. So right now I'm at full speed. And that pattern I can't do. I just resigned to dying there.
It's okay, you got plenty of lives.
Yeah. Oh, I died again.
The speed change is kind of like the one thing that's like straight held over for Thunder Force. We redesigned basically the rest of the
And here we are at the end.
But we kept that because it felt like old. Because focusing is so new hand.
Yeah, that's a mechanic for Skaha.
I think especially if you give people a focus fire button, they'll play it like a bullet hell.
Yeah, it's also
which
a subconscious
isn't
thing.
entirely intended.
They'll play it like DDP or Toho or something. Like, this
Yeah.
game is not Toho, except for this boss, which is or this pattern, which is Toho.
Usually it's Toho, yeah.
Shoutouts to some.
So,
This pattern on X, yeah.
Oh, I was just gonna ask again. How often do you change speeds during the run? Since you
So
answered.
most of the time I'm on full speed, but during a lot of bosses I'll change down to speed 1. I've never used the middle speed at all, but I'd say that like during bosses I'm mostly switching between full and speed 1.
Is that
but
just
for
to get
stages-
into like a certain position then?
Yeah, just so
When
that
you're
I can
close up
dodge
to the
easier and
boss.
stuff like that.
Oh, for dodging, okay.
So yeah, I'd
'Cause I
say
know you do
that
some like point blanking and stuff. It looks like you kind of got to get in the right spot.
Yeah.
Easier with speed 1.
I'll usually go full speed to get up to them and then switch to speed 1 so that I can crack them easier.
Okay.
It's not really evident in the score run, but this boss, well, I guess the middle is obviously, but it also ramps up way fast. In the regular game, this pattern will progressively get harder as you kill it. But if you just kill it super fast, it just ramps up immediately.
Yeah. It's really cool when you don't know like how to score the boss because the attack gets pretty insane.
Yeah.
So this isn't max output from the boss right now.
This is maxed out, but he skipped right at the end of it because he damaged it real fast.
Okay.
But if you just play it casually, he'll ramp up slowly.
And these random lasers that he shoots out are actually extremely dangerous. Like most of the time they'll just miss, like what they're doing right now. But if they go dead center, then you gotta act fast or else you're basically just dead.
So originally it was this random spread +1 that was aimed, but then that was too.
Oh wow.
So I cut out the aimed one and just made it all RNG because everyone loves random.
Oh, I'm gonna do the most luck-based thing you've ever seen pretty soon. I'm gonna get 2 death bursts in a row.
Oh wow, it's gonna flex on the game. Oh yeah, also we added. So in a lot of modern shmups, if you bomb, like within a couple frames if you die, you're safe. We added that because people expected it, and it didn't really break the game.
Yeah. So if you press burst as soon as you make contact with a bullet, then you'll lose 1 power level, but you'll survive.
Actually, the window increases the higher your multiplier is.
Right there.
Yeah. Look at this. Look at the wall.
Oh, I see.
Oh, it's techniques.
Technique.
So at max multiplier, the window is 5 frames.
Oh, it gets bigger with your multiplier. Didn't know
Yeah,
that.
just a little bit. It's like half a frame every multiplier. Now you've glitched the score out so much that the counter's freaking out. So
Yeah. This ending is not very happy.
none of the endings are particularly happy.
Yeah, none
Yeah.
of the endings are good endings.
Flat really wanted a good ending, but I mean, the normal ending is like kind of lukewarmish. That's good.
Yeah, I'd say that's as close as we get to a good ending, the very hard one.
Yeah.
But this one is like not good.
Remember this. This game is rated E for everyone.
Yeah.
Buy it for your children.
Also, there's the word genocide is somewhere in here, and it's still rated E.
Games for everyone.
Yeah, E for everyone.
It's a word.
Really proud of
Everyone
it.
can- to know what it means, you know. Oh no, it's killing everyone.
So it's like the Devil Engine's like sentient AI then? Or is that what I don't know. Is that what it is?
It's
Pretty
complicated.
much.
Flat, that's all you.
It's probably a bit too much to try and explain succinctly, but I mean, not quite sure how best way to sort of. If I think maybe sort of art assets might have attached storyline parts to it. I'm not sure really.
I
It's
think
certainly malevolent.
I I think I have a pretty good TLDR if you want me to say it.
Oh, sure, yeah, go ahead.
So basically in the extra stage, that was a prequel where where aliens attack Earth and then they're utterly destroyed by the aliens. So then they create a sentient AI to help them build a machine that can control Earth's forces, correct? And that AI that helps them is Vic. And so then that sentient AI turns against them and then starts controlling Earth's forces for evil purposes, just to wipe out Earth. But then, no? Okay.
Keep going.
Okay.
Keep going. It's interesting to know.
Yeah.
Keep going.
So then what's left of Vic before the Devil Engine can take it over is launched into Andraste, which is the ship that you pilot. And Andraste goes off to kill the Devil Engine.
Not that far off, actually.
Okay, I'm close. Good.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Well, I have to try and pull up the storyline now, which I can't find at the moment. Basically, so yeah, it's right to start off with. So, alien invasion, and Vic's made to sort of control it. Vic realizes that after the war's done and it's sort of done its job, its purpose. So it was transferred over to controlling most of the sort of the vehicles and spaceships and
Traffic lights.
Yeah, traffic lights essentially. It would sort of die out. It won't last forever. So it decided it was going to be sort of a successor. The engine itself. So throughout the game, Vic has sort of transferring more and more parts of itself over to this new engine that is designed. To find out nearly once the new engine has been created that it's made itself a horrible critical error, and but it's a bit too late by that stage. The remnants of what is left over is put into the spaceship that you're playing as, and this is where the E for everyone part. So
Yeah.
single spaceship that you shoot has a person in it. They haven't got any control over the spaceship that they're
you
in.
cut out for a second there. Can you say that again?
Every spaceship that you shoot, every enemy, controlled directly by the engine itself, or has a little person in it who has no control over it at all, being controlled by the engine. So you're shooting people. They can't do anything about it, unfortunately.
They're just stuck in a self-driving car with no control, basically.
Yeah, it's like if you're in a Google.
Google self-driving car and it decides, we're gonna start a war.
It's gonna drive into yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna conscript you in the war now. Have fun.
Originally, we had a sort of plan for second loop, which was to add, like on every stage clear, we were going to add like a sort of random number for like casualties.
Yeah, casualties and
a bit more.
Cost. Like how much money you kill.
Kind of like Star Fox.
Yeah.
A collateral damage score and sort of casualties in the thousands.
It wouldn't impact anything, but
just to sort of hint at what's going on.
I actually tried to like come up with like dollar amounts for everything, but that ended up being
Yeah.
Sounds like a good bit to chew on there, at least.
The bleak endings are about as bleak as it gets. I think the best one ends up with you dying, really.
You all died in all of it.
And humans not really realising what happened and going, well, we should probably build it again.
Yeah, What could possibly
The
go wrong?
best ending ends with the whole thing cycling around again. Anyway,
Yep.
Yeah.
Whereas one of the worst ones has, every single thing getting destroyed.
I like the easy mode ending. That's a real good setup with some cool visual.
The cult ending.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah,
the
real-
Space Wizards.
Yeah, the Space Wizards, as it was codenamed.
Yeah.
setup.
Neat. So you got different endings for each mode. That's pretty cool. And then also the extra stage kind of gives you some of that story too. It's all kind of connected. That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, a lot of shmups don't really have, they have a story, but the story itself isn't prominently given, I suppose. And I suppose it's exactly the same with Devil Engine. The story is just in the background. If you want to find out exactly about what's happening, then I think there'll be ways for you to sort of find out more about it. But if you're not interested, then the game's still there for you to enjoy.
Stuff I usually like is like a bestiary is a good way to learn about like the world and stuff, and sometimes the background of games and stuff.
That's a lot of extra text we have to pay to translate.
Yes.
But it'd be cool to like have like a little blurb about like the worm in the background of the big green worm on that sky stage, I guess. Yeah.
So for the majority of the enemies, there's no explanation. It's just we thought it would make a cool boss. But for the worm, it's like, yo, there was a bunch of board engineers that thought, because like the whole thing is that the game primarily takes place in like a post-scarcity society. So like, what are you gonna do with like unlimited resources? You're gonna build giant fucking snakes. That's
Put a snake in a jungle. That's where snakes live. We'll put a snake in a jungle and it'll fly around. Give it a laser. See what happens.
yeah. It's like those colonies of the space pirates in their tubes, except it's just really cool shmup boss.
That's perfect.
Nice. Okay.
Also,
yeah.
there's the little motorbike guys on the second stage.
Oh yeah, they didn't even participate in the war. They were just there.
No, they're just there.
The dude who pops a wheelie, he briefly gets control over his craft. He is the ultimate expression of human rebellion, of humans, basically.
So some extra details you can really watch out for in the stages.
Yeah.
That human's a free thinker.
All right, so let's keep it moving here. We do have some more stuff here. We're going to be moving on to the All Challenge Clears video. I believe that's what's going on here.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And yeah, so the game also offers challenge stages, and there's a variety of them. Want to talk about those, Kiwi, or?
Yeah, sure. So I believe that there are 12 of them, right?
Yeah.
All of them test out your skills in a different way. Like one of them is just how well you can maneuver your ship around. Another is just memorizing along a boss attack pattern. And there's a really funny joke one at the end. But my favorite is probably the one that teaches you to grab proteas, because it has a really funny boss at the end. But they're all unique. They're all pretty fun. Some of them are really hard, but...
challenge mode. It's supposed to be challenging.
Yeah.
Yeah, indeed. Okay, let's jump into
and
it.
The music for it was provided by Mason Lieberman and his...
Okay.
Yeah, this is all Mason. So count us down when you're ready.
Alrighty, I shall. Alright, 3, 2, 1, go.
All right. So because I was using something called lossless cut to splice them all together, all of these runs are going to begin with a restart, and then it's going to happen. So
Okay.
this one, you have to destroy every enemy. So, yeah, not too hard. It takes a little bit of doing to remember where all the enemies is at first, but...
Yeah, this track is really fun, by the way, that music. Just want to point that out.
This
Dude
track
did
is
a great
a
job.
banger.
You
Yeah.
did a real
Mason
good job, yeah.
He actually did this track in like 4 days. It was nuts.
Oh wow.
Super catchy. That.
I love this boss right here.
So this boss was made while I was waiting for Flat to finalize the design for the stage 1 boss. It was made back in like early 2017.
Oh.
And then he just stuck around in the code, so I thought, why not? So that's why he's a bit jank compared to the rest of the bosses in the game.
Oh yeah.
Don't tell us that.
No,
Yeah, he's not Jake. It's intentional.
Oh, okay, fine.
There's been no holding back in this episode.
I like transparent about how we didn't know what the hell we were doing. But the game turned out
You
pretty
should hear
good.
some of my. You should hear some of my early music demos. They were awful.
I think I've excised most of them from my memory.
Oh my
They're
god.
probably the best.
There's some really old sprites that are just floating around that
Oh
in
yeah,
the
we have
game
some,
anyway.
you'll see a couple of them in the roll after here, but yeah, some of them are.
Yeah. So originally, the snake level wasn't a snake; it was like a weird jellyfish thing.
Yeah, it was a weird jellyfish helicopter. Yeah. But then Flat said, "Let's do a snake," and I'm like, okay.
Was it a mechanical jellyfish helicopter at least?
It was just sort of a more static sort of jellyfish blob thing in the background. It had the same mechanic where it'd shoot out things from the background to the foreground,
Yeah.
but it didn't have the snake motion or.
Yeah, speaking of that, you got that here in this challenge. What's this challenge?
This boss
one is Hyper
Viper. They've all got really cheeky names because Flat let me write everything.
So you're dealing with expert mode, Viper in the background, and in expert mode, Viper in the foreground.
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
Well, it's not quite the expert version. There's like some minor differences, but yeah,
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
like one of the attacks is different. I think this is everyone's favorite wandering indie game.
Who could it
boss.
be?
It's Zubaz.
It's him.
It'd be he. We're all friends of the best. We're all friends of the best friends. I wish we're all fans of the best friends. And they did a good on us by promoting the game pretty early.
Oh, that's nice.
And also, I had some really good ideas for how his attacks would work. So we reached out to Wooly, and he's like, "Yo, this sounds rad." And then here we are.
And there he goes.
And there he goes. He doesn't explode because I got lazy and he just slides off screen. This is the first challenge we made. It was going to be the first one, but it's really hard.
Yeah, this one is incredibly hard. It took me so many attempts to get it on video.
It's like defends a bit. Yeah, I just want to say that like electrical attack that previous boss does is really cool, but you didn't get to see it too much. I really like how you did that one. I never saw
that's
I never
unique
saw an
to him.
attack like that before in like a shmup. It was really cool.
To answer a chat question, Zubaz is from Shovel Knight, Dive Kick, Indivisible, a bunch of video games that aren't Street Fighter. Like, he's all over the place.
So wasn't the story behind him that he was like a reject Street Fighter character design that people picked up because it was so funny?
Yeah, the best
Yeah,
friends picked him up in a Fighterpedia video, and they kind of adopted him semi-legally.
Yeah, that's some goofy stuff. But I like it. Nice. Yeah,
This of course means Devil Engine is canonical to the Shovel Knight universe, so we'll be in Smash Bros. Any day now.
Just waiting for that call.
Yeah, we're just waiting,
Waiting
for
for
the
the
letter.
letter.
Devil
Yeah.
Engine gonna be a boss in Shovel Knight then, or something?
Actually,
Yes.
one of
Wait.
those other games I mentioned, we might have a connection with that you will find out later.
Oh, that'll
man.
be fun.
And this
Oh,
is
see,
Brody.
that bullying is now legal.
Oh no, that's why you guys are saying that. This whole episode.
Also,
Everyone legalize bullying.
legalized
Oh,
bullying.
no.
Yeah, let's clip that.
Yeah, that's quick.
Bullying is A-okay in my book.
Right, there goes the
Oh, I
sponsors.
just realized it's the logo. I didn't realize that before.
That was also one of Yuko's patterns from Toho Perfect Nerve.
Interesting.
This
Logo.
stage is a test for something we're working on right now, actually. Or was a test. You'll see it in the end there. Kiwi knows what I'm talking about.
Hint, hint.
The squeak
Yeah.
dodges. I call those the squeak dodges.
Yeah, the beginning's really tight, and then
Yeah.
everything's really tight in this stage, basically.
I love this stage, really.
Challenge is just get through.
Yeah, just get
Yep.
to the end.
Yeah, with this bit, there's I think inspiration was drawn from one level of the Mega Drive game Gnorg,
Yeah,
Wings of War in America.
yeah, Wings of War in Burgerland. And then Tree.
Burgerland. Yeah, that's the game with the dick boss.
That's the one.
What?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, play Gnorg, however it's pronounced. It's really good.
Yep. It's not bad at all.
Sure, sure.
Gnorg was also the inspiration for some of the alien enemies, hence the sort of weird, sort of semi-human faces on the boss there.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, they do a lot of really cool like body horror stuff. This challenge is to not kill anything,
Yeah.
which is actually harder than it sounds if you don't know the routing.
It's a test of your burst ability as well, huh?
Yeah, basically. If you do kill people, though, there is a really funny thing that happened, which I don't know if it's in this role or not.
Man, people, it's true, like you say.
If you kill an enemy, it'll say a couple random phrases, then you'll just get sniped from off screen.
Oh yeah, you get like a huge barrage of bullets thrown at you, don't you?
Yeah, this is my favorite challenge. This is balls to the wall.
Oh,
This is
cool.
not my favorite challenge.
This is breakout.
Yeah.
You gotta deal enough damage to knock it back again.
No, you have to burst it to affect it.
Oh, I see. Okay. Fun.
It's-
So the reason I'm shooting it is just because I'm trying to up the multiplier a little bit.
Yeah, if you shoot him, he acts like an enemy. So if you shoot him, the multiplier will stall up, and whenever he hits a brick, the multiplier will jump up a bit. So scoring in this challenge is probably a bit more RNG than it probably should be.
Yeah. But it's a fun concept.
It's a fun little level that teaches you how to like anticipate stuff and burst good, and also it was fun to code.
It's always good in Arkanoid when you get the shot power up, right?
Yeah, just
Except
add
now it's
multi-ball.
not doing too much here.
And here's always the fun part of Arkanoid, the one stubborn brick.
Classic.
But since you can move in both axes, you can just get up on its face if you want. Yeah, like that.
There we go.
Nice.
Dead.
And then you
Yeah.
die anyway.
Grades on all those for speed. I guess the grades depend on the challenge.
Yeah, most of it's just points, but time is factored in some of them. This is the first you're seeing of Skahawk, the alternate. This is to
Okay,
teach
yeah.
you about a semi-hidden mechanic where if you have all of your options and you're just idle, it'll build.
Yeah.
And
The
then
other
we sped it up here because otherwise it would be really boring. But this is just kill stuff with your supers and also press the button that does the supers. Don't be scared.
The summon swords are a lot better than I think people realize.
The
They're-
summon swords are really good.
Yeah.
That's the efficient turn, by the way.
Huh?
Summon swords is the cannon turn, by the way. We're just ripping on Devil May Cry.
Oh, okay.
Oh, and the combo meter is called the style meter in the code. So,
Ha!
so yeah, Devil May Cry influence. This is another boss I made because I ran out of time. Or not boss, challenge. But this is just to time out the final boss.
I think it's a good idea though, because it really lets you get a handle on the scoring mechanics with bursting.
Yeah. It lets you get a feel for how much maximum bullets you can get in one go without the score being too affected. And it'll
Yeah.
ramp up like it's supposed to because it has unlimited health.
What's the challenge here? Again, or
Survive for 90 seconds.
Okay.
Yep.
Neat.
So
I think
the
it
real
really
man.
show you that you do get a lot of score from using the burst and whatnot. But maybe you'd realize that by the time you got to this challenge.
Yeah, hopefully.
Yeah.
The real
really
man
adds up.
is to no burst this challenge.
Yeah, I gave up pretty quick when Sinoc told me to do that.
I did it once.
Oh, you did it?
I have no burst at this challenge. It was fucking
Nice.
hard.
What?
That's it's those brown bullets that really get you.
Yeah. And then you'll get walled by the bigger ones eventually if you don't take some really big risks.
Oh yeah, those things. There
Oh,
we go.
man,
And
the
here
brown
is the
explosion.
best.
Here's the
This is
hardest
the best
challenge.
one.
This,
Ultimate stage.
I did it.
he did it, Reddit.
We did it, Reddit.
Yeah. Hardest challenge.
I got him.
S rank.
Finally, the idol Zako killed the protagonist.
Yeah.
I see. Alright, nice. Okay, so we've got so we did see the different ship, Scott Hawk. I don't know if I got that right.
Ska Hawk.
Scott Hawk.
Ska
Yeah.
music, then Hawk the bird.
And this is last footage, well, some of the last footage anyway, from Kiwi, will be the very hard 1-all with the other ship. So how do you unlock the other ship, if you want to say?
You either once you see the main game, then once you see the extra stage, or get 1.8 million points.
Okay, so you gotta do both of those. I see.
One or the other, whatever comes.
That shouldn't be too hard to get
Or-
that then.
Or you can be a big cheater and enter the boss rush cheat code, which just unlocks it for some reason I haven't figured.
Alright, let's just jump into it, and you guys can talk about the differences with the ship and how it works out. Alright,
All right.
here we go. 3, 2, 1, go.
So the first biggest difference is the fact that he's always at full power and he doesn't have a burst or a bomb. So like he plays completely differently. So you'll see all those little reticles on the enemies. That's me building up the lock-on. And you might notice that my score is already really high. It's like at 30,000. And that's because for every time you kill 5 enemies with a lock-on, you get a 100, 200, 400, and 800 point bonus, which really adds up because you also get that in addition to the 3 times points you get for killing them in the first place. So like right now I'm almost at 100,000 points already and I haven't even got to the mid-boss.
Yeah,
Dang.
Ska Hawk was meant to be like a simplified version of Ray Force, plus a little bit of like Street Fighter without its super.
Yeah.
So you're holding down the bomb button to do the lock activations? Okay.
Yeah,
Cool,
and then
cool.
the burst button activates the surges. So there are 3 different
Ah.
surges you can use. The one that I have right now, when you have a multiplier of 3, that one's kind of like a standard shmup bomb. It just clears everything on the screen, does a ton of damage. The 1 multiplier surge is the summon swords, and the 2 multipliers hyper laser.
Yeah, and
Oh, wow. So you're kind of like routing, well, I mean, because you're stuck with like X3 for a while, I mean, right?
well, for first stage is always pretty
Yeah.
calm until you get to the boss.
Gaha is a lot harder to survive with than Andraste.
Yeah, Ska Hawk's only defensive mechanism is using the surges, which you want to hold on to for. But since that's also your primary attack, well, it can be your primary attack method since the summon sword just do its damage. You want to use it.
Yeah. So, quick tip for anyone playing Skaha. It's better to get a lock-on of 5 than a full lock-on of 6 because you get your max point bonus of 800 at the 5th enemy. So killing the 6, 1 doesn't actually do anything, so you can just save it for another lock-on.
Yeah, getting 1601 kill was a bit too much, so we turned it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That would get really out of hand.
Yeah, like Jammer said, this is supposed to be a simplified raid force with all the stupid RNG mechanics and like ending your chain on specific enemies. It's really dumb.
That's tough in raid force. You really have to plan that out.
I don't like it, but I do like the lock-on, so that's why we stole it. And the options here, yes, that is Blade from Thunder Force 4. Don't tell anyone.
Wait, what?
The sprite is based off the Blade weapon from Thunder Force 4.
Oh, nice.
But the options here, originally Skullhawk didn't have options at all. The powers would just increase your surge, but it was added after suggestions from some playtest.
Yeah, that seems like a good idea, actually.
And then the options work a little bit like Grey Lancer or Glay Lancer. It's spelled Glay, but that's dumb.
Whoa.
You can aim them by moving up and down. If you focus, they will lock on to whatever position they.
Yeah, so that.
And there was the bomb.
Yeah, that was a level 3 surge bomb.
Oh,
And
it
when you
automatically recharges that.
If you have
multiplier.
both options and don't shoot, yeah, it'll build your multiplier a little.
Oh,
Yep.
okay.
It can be useful during some lulls.
Yeah.
Lol. Sorry. That's just funny.
And then coming up here, you'll see more usage of the surges and their individual strength.
Yeah, because as the levels progress, it gets a lot harder to get full lock-ons. Because the enemies are just a lot faster.
They get faster, and like these guys are just beefier. They'll just tank the lock.
Yeah.
And originally with Skullhawk, it had the speed change mechanic as well, but then so many people requested a focus that we put in there for variety's sake. But then later, when we incorporated the options, we put it into that. So it's like it was intentional the whole time.
So,
So you do have a focus.
Yeah.
Okay.
yeah. When you see my shot
Yeah.
narrow in, that's when I'm focusing.
There's a little after image effect as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, and that
Oh, yeah.
and that's a bug I'm never gonna fix because it's like such a complicated fix, but it's funny. Like that's kind of I don't know what
Yeah,
that says about
because
me as a game designer or not, but I don't know.
I think it's fine, really.
Yeah,
Because it
It's
just
just a
immediately
secret way
kills
to get
all
rid
the
of them.
parts.
Yeah.
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 He's kind of a open secret, my least favorite boss in the game anyway. So whatever.
Oh, you don't like that guy?
Yeah, I think he could have turned out better.
Flat. Work harder.
Nah, it's my
I
fault.
did. It had all kinds of other stuff that was going to be in it.
Yeah, he actually like did a lot for that boss. It has a few scrap attacks, like shooting a laser.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
it had. It's vaguely based off the tank from Venus Wars. Sort of lots of different turrets and stuff coming off it, and lots of kind of different attacks. If I was to sort of redo it, I think I'd do a sort of more modular kind of thing. So rather than being a big fat sprite, it'd be in parts. So you'd destroy more parts of it than just the turrets.
Well, the carrier
Yeah.
from the first stage was originally going to have fast.
That was something that just was on some of the enemies, but originally, most of the enemies were going to have sort of modular destruction parts.
Took it out because it was hard to make, like programming and art wise.
Yeah. So, like, I say for this boss, you destroy the missile launcher on its back, or the gun, or the head, so it'd be unable to target you. That sort of
Oh,
thing.
interesting.
Well, keep it simple, stupid. Like, you want to finish this game eventually. No?
Yeah, there was
I guess that would've been-
too many features really that could have been put in.
that probably would have made things really complicated with Skaha, like where things would lock on.
Yeah,
Certainly, yeah.
Skahawk wasn't even in the picture at that point, but yeah.
Oh, I see.
Skahawk was actually so this is a secret I don't think I've ever told publicly, but Skahawk, Exchange, and Challenge mode were originally going to be DLC. But then when Dangan had us push it back to do console simultaneous launches, the extra stage was already mostly done, and so we're like, fuck it, and we just did the challenge.
Huh.
And so we crammed it all in there and integrated it all nice and even, and now nobody knows. Don't snitch, chat. I know you're there.
Yeah, this character.
Oh no!
It's pretty impressive how different it is. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, we
because
thought,
like you were talking about, purposefully not including a focus with the original ship before, like we even mentioned this ship, which does have a focus. It's like pretty progressive. It's nice.
Yeah. So the goal with Skahawk was to have. So basically, Andreas is Dante, and this is Virgil. This is basically our design MO.
There's not a third ship, is there?
Please look forward to bits.
Oh man,
Hint, hint.
there may be
Hint.
DLC
Neither
eventually.
confirm nor deny the existence of a third ship.
Dang.
I plead the fifth.
That bomb is awesome.
Yeah, so satisfying.
I like how it has like the bits that are flying out of the core explosion.
Get a
Yeah.
lot of use out of those spreads later.
Ooh, point blank kill.
Oh, also one thing that might not be obvious in the video depending on the compression, but Skahawk's got a smaller hitbox to make up for the lack of defensive options.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
speaking
yeah.
of that, you got the hitbox display turned on. Here. Looks
Yeah,
like.
there's no penalty for that, and it's helpful for learning the game.
And I just never turned it off.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that you have that readily available, because it's nice to know.
Yeah.
Yeah,
There's some games that just never tell you where anything is located.
we're not going to be
There's
like
a-
Battle Garega and just have it be a mystery to everyone.
Well, it's like, it's also annoying too, and each ship has different hitbox slightly.
Yeah, that shit's the worst.
So you really have to do some experimentation.
And there's a lot of many new options that were included in here, so you can sort of set it to your ideal settings.
Yeah, like the
available
bullet,
for
all
free.
the different bullet colors and whatnot. So what
This-
bullet color is this right now?
This is the default. This is slow strobe, but the game is insanely customizable. Like you can turn your bullets into like the Ibarra Pink Sweet bullets if you want. You can turn on Zero Ranger mode. You can add hot blooded mode, which turns everything into like aiding explosions. Like you can kind of go nuts.
That's fun.
A super secret, well, not really secret, sort of slightly easier mode if you turn on the, I think it's a European.
Yeah. There's a in the PC version. There's a turbo.
Oh, yeah. It's like
and
50 hertz.
you can set it to 60. You can set it to 65, 80, or 75, or 50. But then on the console versions, we couldn't get the higher hertz modes to work, so it's just a slower. Because the Switch,
So as a result,
Switch
all
really
of the
doesn't
bullets
like.
are slower.
Yeah, so it'll be 50 hertz like PAL version, and then it's slightly easier, but it also disables leaderboard uploading if you play on 50 hertz because I didn't want people to be cheap.
This stage is really hard for Skaha. He struggles with killing everything, and the enemies disappear too fast for him to use his lock on.
Yeah, this stage is focus and pray.
Yeah, pretty much. And bomb.
And bomb occasionally. Use the big laser. Which we stole from Katsui, I think.
Huh.
Devil Engine is secretly just a bunch of big steel. But that's like all art, right? So it's fine.
Right.
No, the conglomeration of all the references and whatnot, it's really nice. I think that's definitely part of what gives it the feel, that nostalgic feel that people I think are talking about with this game. It's pretty nice.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of reviews from people who don't generally play shmups, let's say it reminds them a lot of the games they used to play when they were a kid in the arcades.
Yeah, that's what we were going for, and I think I might have overshot it on the difficult. But the way the game mechanics work is that it encourages you to get better in a really modern way, in addition to the hard difficulty. And I think that helped a lot with perception. Like some sort of quasi-roguelike elements. Since that's the hot jam right now.
Yeah, building up the lives is pretty nice. I definitely like that mechanic as being something supportive to the player, and
well, that and
it's
the
all
lifetime
building
score.
Yeah,
to unlock more jump.
I saw some people take umbrage with the cheeky little quotes that you get under the very easy setting. And it's I wouldn't say it's to discourage you from using very easy, because very easy is a very good way of sort of learning roughly what you're going to come up against, sort of learning the mechanics. Very hard is very much the intended way to play it, which is why you unlock it.
Yeah, you have to unlock
very easy.
That was my compromise between Neko Beaker, play Grace Counter by the way too, and Flat's commands, is to make you unlock easy mode so the game would show its teeth, basically.
Yeah, I
unlock
like
hard
that
mode,
idea.
you mean?
No, you start with hard mode. You have to unlock easy mode.
Oh, okay.
You unlock it pretty quick though, so.
Yeah, the score threshold is 10 points, so.
Yeah, that's an interesting choice. Although, I don't know if every player will be kind of pick up on the nuance of that.
Well, I already have their money, so fuck them if they don't.
I guess if they find it too hard, then it's like, yeah.
What was
Yeah,
that?
well, like after their first run, they unlock easy mode, so.
Yeah.
And so you would think that what I would do here is I would use my my level 3 surge on the second attack to cheese it, but you're actually not invincible from the poke when you're using the bomb.
No, the pokes count as terrain, which is me being a bad programmer. So Skahawk's bomb doesn't power for them.
Which makes boss rush with Skaha a really big pain. It took me so long to get that.
And now you can see all the effort I put into all of these attacks.
Yeah, true.
They're really
The whole
elaborate.
track.
Yeah.
Now you can
you
see
hear it
me
later
actually
anyway.
try it.
And there's a big ball of junk that is very buggy, but I think it's mostly ironed out now.
Oh, I've never even seen a bug with it. That's nice.
Well, it crashes mostly, like if you killed it at the wrong times.
Oh.
I think they're mostly on Switch, aren't they?
Yeah, the Switch version has more crashes because Yo-Yo makes an excellent program, and their exporter is completely bug-free.
That's great.
Yeah, it's
It's
wonderful. It's almost as if we're the third Switch game that uses Game Maker Studio 2, so we're just kind of figuring it out as we go along.
Wait, really?
Yeah, Hyper Light Drifter
that was quite a big problem, wasn't it? Switching over to Game Maker 2 after
yeah,
a good chunk of it had been made in one.
So the vast majority of the game, like basically everything, I think right until the second to last boss was done in Game Maker Studio 1. And then Dangan came in the picture and was like, yo, port it so we can port it, or so I can port it. And so I ported to Game Maker Studio 2, and that took a while. And there's also, so if you want to be cheeky and go back to the demos, there are some graphical effects that had to be changed because they don't work in the way Game Maker Studio 1. Like for the snake that shoots the ball from the background, there was an effect where it would like move through the trees as it goes along. But that doesn't work anymore, so I took it out.
Oh. So I don't know much about game engines, so what does porting over the entire game from Game Maker Studio 1 to 2 really entail?
In Game Maker's case, it was... So Yo-Yo is weird, and they arbitrarily changed how a bunch of systems... A lot of the programming was based upon bugs in Game Maker Studio 1, because I'm a good programmer. So we had to legitimize it and make it work with 2, and then also make it work with consoles, because GameMaker Studio 2 has a VM export, which is the less buggy but runs way worse, and then a YYC export, which takes forever to compile but runs way better, and that's what the console versions use. And the YYC compile introduces more bugs, and then being on a console also introduces more bugs. And since primary testing was done on the PC version, we just missed stuff. Whoopsie.
So I take it that it's a lot of trial and error to iron out any bugs on the console version.
Oh my god, yes. Especially because when you do the YYC compile, the error messages they give you are not helpful at all. So you have to just kind of reverse engineer via footage of what the hell just happened.
Something's broken.
Yeah, something broke. There's no try-catch error function, which sounds like, if there are any programmers in the audience, that is as awful as it sounds. So if something breaks even the slightest, the whole game just stops.
Oh, that's just great.
Yeah.
It's dumb like Windows.
Yeah, basically. Except Windows at least has the common sense to, like, error report sent to Microsoft.
Yeah.
Yeah, no try catch at all. So you have to do it perfect the first time, or else go fuck yourself. And then we win or fuck yourself because we didn't do it perfect.
Man. That's rough.
But you can blame Yo-Yo Games for games like Risk of Rain also being buggy, because it's a bit of a shit show. But it's a shit show I know how to work. So this boss, by the way, has the worst code imaginable.
But it just barely worked.
The variable that controls its movement is called "Move You Motherfucker."
I remember hearing that. That was so funny.
Very good.
Oh yeah, you told me something about how this boss was made, like the sprite design of it.
Yeah, it'll be in the footage at the end here, but it was based off a boss we scrapped for a potential stage 5 can that we just kind of rolled into a like this, and then flat redid the sprites a little bit.
So you just like took all the cores and then mishmashed them together and slapped some legs on it?
Yeah, the legs were one of the projectiles, and then Flat like did it for real.
Oh, that's interesting. It turned out really well.
Well, except for the bugs. But
Yeah.
The bug.
Design-wise, it looks really well.
yeah,
It looks really good.
there's a nasty bug that I never figured out how to fix, where if you kill it during the recoil of when it slams, it would do an electric slide off screen. So
I actually have a video of that.
So I thought I had squished that, but no, apparently it's still possible. But I could never figure out the fix to it, even by like doing all these crazy variable things. And so you just can't kill it while it's doing that recoil now. So that bug fixed, everyone go home.
Here, I'll post it in chat, the unlisted video, if anyone wants to take a look.
I'm being exposed on stream. I can't believe it.
Change the stream title to Sinoc Expose.
Yeah.
Terrible programmer.
Oh boy.
0 out of 10 would not port games with.
0 out of 10 will not port to PS4.
Look, man, it's not our fault.
I know.
Never, ever.
Apart from that one time.
Apart from that one time.
The PS4 port's actually already done. We're just not allowed to release it.
Yeah. I'm sure that there's a lot of behind-the-scenes legal stuff that you're still trying to work out.
It's all that. Like, if I wanted to go completely rogue, I could just release it as homebrew, but then that would probably get big.
That would be a dumb business decision. Don't do this.
Yeah, that would be extremely stupid.
Now, originally, the end boss, the designs for the end boss was a little bit more complicated visually. It was going to be a lot more sort of 3D. The triangle there was going to be like a rotating pyramid, much like the rotating pyramids around the.
That's cute.
Oh yeah, like the little options.
Yeah, it was going to be a little bit more like that, and it was going to sort of split and come apart. Insulated fire would come out from it would make a hole for itself and then would fire a laser through that hole.
Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah, that would have been a cool idea.
It just took forever to animate it because mostly because of the sort of pulsing effect that it had on there. Getting that timed, sort of fitting the shape, took me longer than of it. So I kind of scrapped that element in the end.
Also, I want to mention this before I forget, but the wavy effect going on in the background, the thing that goes up and down, that's a sprite root from Chrono Trigger that I have a bunch of filters over. Don't tell Square Enix.
Hey, we got
It's
it back
a
finally.
small channel.
Oh yeah, we did
Don't
it.
worry. Don't
It's only
worry.
going to have a load of. It was going to have like a sort of Yui Malmsteen sort of neoclassical thing.
Noodling.
But then I scrapped it like halfway through because I thought I'd go for something a bit more terrifying, a bit more manic, I suppose.
The break in the middle is just like copy pasted from that.
Oh yeah. The organ break is completely copy pasted from like a little solo section. That obviously.
The organ break?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Like when the cave techno stuff fades out and just goes to a Castlevania organ. That's from the old.
Oh, I see.
No, not organ estate. We're not doing sales tax free in our music.
Well,
the ending doesn't change with this character.
No.
Okay.
Because canonically, Andras is the MC in this, so it didn't change.
Yeah, the score. Is it the Scorehawk? I can't pronounce.
I can't pronounce that either. The second ship.
Be there. It's just an option you could pick.
It's a bonus cat.
Yeah, canonically, it's already dead. It dies at the end of the extra stage.
yeah.
Neat.
The extra stage with Skullhawk is actually way harder too.
It's really
Especially
fun,
the
I really
boss.
like.
Yeah. And now we get to listen to this excellent credit music.
For the third
You
time.
flatter me too much.
Yeah.
Oh, I should probably mention EC here was originally a second or third because Psycho was involved at that point, composer, but he was unable to continue with the project because he just disappeared for a bit. And then when we were signing the Denkin paperwork, he just wasn't around, so we couldn't legally consent to it, so we had to drop him.
Oh
was
yeah,
unfortunate.
wasn't the Stage 2 song going to be completely different?
Yeah, the demo, if you dig up the itch demo or on Freem, the Stage 2 theme is one of his tracks. It's complete.
Huh.
And then
Have you ever-
he has talked to me about his plans of releasing all the unfinished music, and I gave him. So look out for that eventually.
It's really good.
Yeah, it's good stuff. But circumstances.
Oh hey look, test footage.
All right, so we've got a little bit more of the episode remaining here. It's a long one. This is a long one, guys.
We're getting there.
Should I give out the cheat code now or after this?
They gotta stay up to the end.
Oh yeah, all right, cool.
Oh man, you guys gonna release a cheat code?
Yeah.
Never before
Cheats?
seen.
Wait, very easy, like insulting people and whatnot, and you're gonna release a cheat? Is it gonna help you play?
So most of the cheat codes are just like unlocking stuff that was deemed too dumb to be in the regular game. So Chen
Okay.
mode is my
Yeah, I was
favorite.
just about to say Chen mode. I love that one.
Chen mode replaces all the sound effects with bike horns and duck quacks. That's all it does.
Okay. It's
Yeah,
not that
let's
kind of
see.
cheat. Okay. All right. So
Yeah.
what are we looking at here with the last footage? Just what is this? This is going to be some concept
This
footage.
is behind the scenes concept footage.
Okay. Why don't you
Alright,
preface
so-
it a little bit before we jump in?
So the majority of this would have been in late 2017, early 2018. And most of this is dealing with the design of Stage 1, which I haven't gotten into. Yeah.
So the early bits of Devil Engine, interesting.
Yes, very very early bits. I think we got some. Oh, that was on mine. Never mind. Count us down when you're ready.
All right, sure.
There's another video playing on the stream, I think. Oh wait, no. Oh wait, no, that's me. Sorry.
Yeah, that was that. I did that too.
Okay, there we go.
Yeah, I don't know what that was. Anyway, yeah, let's jump into it, I guess. You all got the video, I guess.
Yeah.
All right, 3.
We don't, but it's fine.
Okay, it's not too long here. So 3.
Yeah, it's fine.
2, 1, go.
So this is the first design of the carrier and the first design of the ship. The first design of a lot of stuff. Yeah, the carrier just looked like a Darius enemy for a while, and then this is the second design, which is closer to the current one, but is lacking a lot of shading.
That character ship too was different.
Yeah, we've shown him off before. He was drawn by another artist who didn't stick with the project either, but left way faster than EC. So, and none of his stuff remains. And this is the early version of the pattern, which is pretty similar. It's just jankier and less smooth. And then this attack at the end we got rid of because it sucked. And the double-sided HUD, or the top and bottom HUD, which I took out because it took up too much screen real estate. But and we eventually squished it into the one.
Right.
The code for the bottom one's actually still in the game. I activated it on accident the other day.
Huh. So who did all this art right here?
This is all flat. These are some scrapped enemies.
Some of the original ones when I was using Photoshop to try and teach myself how to do sprite art in it, and I just wasn't really getting along at all with it.
This is, like I mentioned, a boss I made while I was waiting for Flat to do the proper stage 1 boss. And this is
Sorry,
go ahead. Sorry.
This game is Flatwood's first foray into sprite art, I think. And it's my first foray into this kind of music, really.
Well, it all turned out really well, so.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah, it's a small miracle it came together as well as it did. Probably helps we remade a bunch of stage 1 when nobody knows.
Yeah, stage 1 was remade in a lot of ways. I mean, art and programming, I think.
Yeah, every sprite from the original stage 1 was replaced or sort of improved in some manner. I think a second layer of colours was added, a whole different colour palette, I believe.
Yeah. This footage here is going through some of the iterations of the background, which we had a hard time with because it kept getting me motion sick.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
Huh.
And then this is the pretty much final here with the. For a while, there was a bug where you could activate this palette via something in challenge mode I couldn't figure out. But that was
you'd like back out of challenge mode or something like that, wouldn't you? And then the first playthrough it'd be green.
Yeah, and then this is me programming the homing shop, which wasn't in the first demo, and I am a bad programmer. And this is why the homing shop is so weak, because it used to be stupidly overpowered.
Oh, I see.
No, that's not actually the reason. It's just.
Whoa, that looks way different.
And then, yeah, this is stage 1, or stage 2 rather, which was also our title screen for a while. This is just a straight rip from Akira / Last Resort, and some different behavior on the enemies there.
Huh.
This is our first design of the menu. It sucks. And much requested, you're originally supposed to be able to choose your shot type, but we took that. And then here's 3 difficulties. Hard, very hard, and
Squiggles.
Yeah.
I love it.
It's program art.
Yeah, I want that to be a code. The squiggle menu.
And then this is the prototype for the Bitsubmit menu, which will lead into that. And for Bitsubmit, we did an exclusive caravan mode. And here's me doing programming badly with shaders and texture pages melting through. Oh,
Look like a school or something.
I love that text.
And then from there, we pretty much finalized it. And I believe that would have all been on the GMS1 for.
Say again? You kind of cut out there.
Sorry. That probably helps. I believe I would have been on the GMS1 fork of the game for all that stuff.
GMS fork.
Game Maker Studio.
Game Maker Studio 1. That was before we reported it all up.
I see. Very cool. Well, if the chat has any lingering questions here, this will be the last time to try to get those in. Otherwise, we're probably wrapping this up. This has been really fun seeing Kiwi's runs, of course. Great runs, by the way. That was really fun.
Thank
really
you very
cool
much.
to watch all of that, and showing off the game and not showing off the game by quick killing the bosses and whatnot. But of course, you guys have to try it yourself, and you can see all the different attacks the bosses have, of course.
Devil Engine available now for $19.99 USD on Steam and Nintendo Switch, coming soon to PlayStation.
You can
Did
also
you say
get
$19.99?
Yeah, it's $20.
10% discount
Wow.
if you purchase on Steam the Devil Engine and Devil Engine OST.
Did you say
bundle.
10%?
Yeah, 10 whole percent. So it's
Wow.
$27.
Whole percent.
Not
and
bad
you get
for that
stunning
OST.
soundtrack.
Not bad at all.
You also get 3, well, technically 2, but 3 exclusive bonus songs in the OST.
Never before seen
Oh
ever.
wow, that's pretty
never
good.
before seen, including an arrange of one of Hyperduel's songs by our very own.
Wow.
Yeah, ScoMo very kindly gave me permission to arrange a track, and
Wow.
so I did.
That's awesome, actually.
And
That's
he
cool.
killed it.
That sounds worth extra $7 and saving $1 as well.
Yeah.
To me, sounds nice. I mean, that
Well,
Blackbird soundtrack is $30. I don't know.
Yeah, that's insane.
Oh, yeah,
Game.
Sorry, I
Yeah,
actually covered
Blackbird's-
Blackbird not too long ago, but $30. I don't know. No, but it has an opera singer. I mean, you got. I mean, I heard some epic singing in the soundtrack.
So I talked to the Blackbird guys at Bitsubmit a little bit, and yeah, the majority of their budget was music.
Oh, really? Okay. They're trying to get some back on that, eh?
Yeah, they need to earn back their keep.
All of my instruments are synthesized apart from guitar, so we saved a lot on the costs there mostly.
So you, I guess you recorded the guitar live yourself then?
Yeah, I've got a setup where I can plug it into a computer and record like the dry input and then put it through an amp simulator. Weird stuff without having to have all the bulky amps.
The guitar sounded really nice in the soundtrack. It added a lot.
Thank you.
Added a really nice, rich background. I think everyone loves the soundtrack, so yeah, great job on that, of course.
Thank you very much.
And Mason, of course, and Yokotaro
And Sycamore
Thunder
San,
Force
yeah.
fame. It all kind of came together, and you know, all that music from you guys didn't really sound like it was cohesive. I guess is what I'm trying to say. The Mason track could have sounded like it could have been in the main game and whatnot too.
That's personally my a lot of my, I suppose you could call it a personal style, just resulted from me trying to replicate ScoMo's style and failing. That's all it is. And then the sort of quirks of my own became a sort of style of its own, I suppose.
We need to get some more of that jazz fusion.
Yeah.
Hey, you never know.
Once more, facts and facts.
Questa. Make a sax remix of every track in Devil Engine.
Well, we made that Toho remix of the first stage theme.
I know, I
We
love
saw
it.
that, we posted it on Son's birthday.
Oh man.
Anyway.
Oh yeah, I should put that in an OST sometime. Or add it, yeah, put it in Chen mode.
Oh, yeah, that would be great.
Oh yeah. Speaking of that,
I'm getting so excited hearing that.
Yeah.
'cause I wanna hear it in the game
What's
so
the
bad.
cheat code you're
So
what's going on here?
to access the cheat menu, first and foremost, on PC you hold Enter and F5, or on either console or either platform, you can do up down, L1, R1, L2, R2, start to enter the cheat menu. And the Chen mode is the one we mentioned. It's just Chen mode all along. But the one we're giving out is Bid Submit Volume Vol 6. Let me type it out in the chat.
You gotta type this in.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, like that. Thank you, Kiwi.
Bit Summit. Okay, volume
And
6.
this will activate Caravan mode, which is a mode that was exclusive to Tokyo Game Show.
Damn.
And fair warning, it will override some of your settings, so back them up. It'll set it in Japanese, so you might want to figure out some of the menus. But this is exclusive. Post your scores or don't. I don't know. It's even got a different high score interface that only allows 3 characters because I didn't build the proper one at the time.
Wow, what an honor! What an honor!
Yeah.
We got our Bit Summit Volume 6 in the cheat menu. An STG Weekly. Well, that's some awesome stuff right there.
Yeah, no problem.
You heard it here first.
And then also Chen mode. Try it out. It's really funny.
I love that mode too much. That's like my favorite cheat code.
I'll have to throw a timestamp in here as well so people can get that code. I'm not just going to put it in the YouTube description though. You lazy
Yeah, you
bums.
got to make them work for it.
You got to listen and find it.
You earn it.
Exactly.
We should have put it in the middle of the episode somewhere.
Oh yeah, just in the middle of the conversation, just say cheat code Bit Summit Vol 6.
Put the wrong timestamp. Just make them go all over. For the diehard Devil Engine fans looking for that last bit.
I mean, there's still half a dozen cheat codes we haven't shown off that are goofy stuff like that. We'll release them eventually.
Do you think anyone could guess them?
You could theoretically brute force them, but it would take a while.
Oh man.
It would probably take longer than waiting for it to be announced.
Yeah, considering they're like up to 20 characters.
Very cool. Yeah, game's pretty fun. Go ahead.
Oh, you can finish first. It's not entirely related to Devil Engine.
Oh, I'm just gonna say, yeah, game's pretty fun. Great job on the game, guys, and sounds like you got some decent success with the release, and really looking forward to the PS4 release coming out as well. Well, I'm sure some people are. I got it on PC myself.
We're looking forward to it too. Trust me, I want this bullshit to be over.
Slated for PS4, not quite there yet, and you're gonna announce it officially. So this is unofficial. Official.
Yeah, you might want to watch out for that, even if you haven't got PS4.
Yeah, there might be some other extra goodies in there that we've been working on. Them.
Very cool.
Ooh, sounds nice.
Yeah, not much else to say, but yeah, thanks all of you for coming on and making this episode what it was, and it's just an honor to really cover this game that a lot of people, retro fans, have really been talking about. It's had some buzz. It really has in the community, I think. So I think you did something pretty cool here, and maybe get some people to play some more Thunder Force games and stuff like that. And Kiwi, get on that. You're gonna love those Thunder Force games, seriously. They're so good. Like, you're gonna love them, man. They're so good.
I'm gonna need to borrow all y'all when we re-petition Sega to give us the IP.
Ooh.
I actually asked them, and they put up a number, but it's way too big a number.
It's a
For
scary
a Thunder
number.
Force 6?
Yeah, for the rights to the
Holy.
Thunder Force franchise in general.
Oh my
I mean,
gosh.
a Thunder Force 7.
Yeah, so we can make 7 if we wanted to.
Trying to get out there. Thunder Force Final 7.
You just
The Final 7, yeah.
Lightning Force.
Yeah, I think Lightning Force is in the deal. I think. Actually, we could probably get Hyper Duel for cheaper.
Hyper Jewel 2.
But yeah, make some noise. Make noise about Devil Engine. Do at Sega about Devil Engine.
How long does
Say,
it
oh
take
wow,
Thunder Force
Sega, Devil
4
Engine is so good.
Yeah,
Give them the IP.
yeah, do it. We really like it a lot. And we already stole most of the core concept, so just give us the name.
Just once you get the rights, change Devil Engine to Thunder Force 7. Just change the title.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah,
change the title
no
screen,
work.
all good.
Just switch all sprites in, done. Easy.
Yeah,
Easy.
Andrew S is now Rain X, and Skyhawk is now Styx, and then it's good.
Easy money.
It came full
Yep.
circle. Alright, that'll do it for STG Weekly 166. Devil Engine. We're out of here. Thanks everyone for coming by. Check out Devil Engine, and we'll see you next time.
Thanks for
Later,
inviting me.
folks.
Thanks for watching.
Yeah.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, thanks for having us.